Good evening everybody. I hope you're doing well this fine Sunday evening. Let me move on over to the regular scene. Here we are, straight on Borealis. Good evening one and all, I hope you're doing well. First off, thank you Doc Otter, resubbing for 4 months in a row. Good evening to you, thank you ever so much for your support. Really is appreciated. Let's start with a whole load of emotes for you. Thank you Doc Otter, lovely to have you on. And we have, who do we have? Metkets in here, Pagaros, Creative, Natty, GG Laser, Edwards is in, and Mushy's here. Good evening to you. Morinth, finally able to catch your live stream. Well, welcome aboard, glad to have you here. Det and Wave and Zamarak, good evening all. Hope you're doing well. Making lasagna with garlic bread, very nice. I had some burgers tonight, that was very nice and tasty. So we've got a few things to do tonight. Obviously we've got the Wowhead blog, which actually has gone live straight away. So we have the command for that, Wowhead. So we've got the Wowhead blog to peruse through. We'll go through that at the beginning of the stream and just talk through all the latest goings on for this week and any other news and whatnot. Got your long boy on Friday. Thank you so much for the sage advice. Oh, fantastic, Doc Otter. That's wonderful news. Let's see loads and loads of long boys in the chat for you. That's fantastic. Congratulations on getting your long boy. Another big achievement ticked off, that one. Most definitely. New long boy here watching as well. Osmodium. Congratulations to you as well. That's fantastic. Let's see a whole load more long boys in the chat for you. That's brilliant. Congratulations. Lovely to see people putting in the effort and enjoying their goal making to get the long boy and have that success. You've got your last 30k before your brutal. Oh, that's so close. Started in goal thanks to me and my journey, and my first live stream with your first and ending your journey with your first live stream. Oh, fantastic, Morinth. Welcome to the streaming team, as it were, and congratulations on almost getting your Brutosaur. Very nearly there, definitely. Now, well, good evening to you. I'm doing very well, thank you very much. How about yourself? You're trying to get Longboy. You're new to the channel. Oh, new boy here watching it. I misread that, Osmodian. Apologies. I saw that and thought, new long boy here. I automatically put the long boy in there. But I hope you enjoy the journey nonetheless and manage to get the long boy win as and when you can. So we've got lots of things to talk about tonight. Let me start with the Cow King. Lovely to have you here. You have literally just made it. You have very far to go, only at 500k so far. 500k is still a respectable amount. Compared to what the average player probably has, I think that's probably more than the average player. I've been raiding 25 minutes, 2 out of 3, 2/3 raids might occur concurrently with my stream. Oh, sorry to hear that, Neville. But I hope your raid goes well. I did enjoy a bit of LFR raiding on Thursday, so it's new for me. To test out that area of the game. But it is good fun, definitely. Andy and Apophis, good evening to you. And Sirius, mats for crafting 30 slot bags on your server are so cheap, the bags sell for 600. Either people are farming freehold or duping mats. Could be interesting. You never know how people are calculating their prices. That's the main thing, really. And you never know what someone's break-even point for them is. And so it's everyone has their own reasons for posting. You made your first 200k today. Fantastic, Voltank. Congratulations on that one. May have broken a few traffic laws. Please don't break any laws or put yourself in danger to come for the stream. But it's lovely to have you here, Cow King. Let's have a look at the Wowhead blog. Where was the link that I posted up there? Then we'll bring this on over here. So we are at number 127 of the Wowhead Economy blog. Amazing that I've been going since level 100, as it were, but fantastic to carry on the good work that Gumdrops did. Let me just move this a little bit bigger and wider. There we go, we can see everything that way. That should be better. There we go. Marwoma, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. And Lindrosky, good to have you here. Progressing on the first few bosses of Mythic, so if you did LFR, it's comparable in difficulty. I don't think so. I mean, we only did the first 2 wings of the Nyloth raids, and they were fun. I did manage to die once, not knowing the mechanics. I would be interested to try the last 2, definitely. Good evening, Edwards. I'm doing very well, thank you very much. How about yourself? And Jack's here as well. Good evening, Jack. And Canby Summer, good evening to you as well. Lots of familiar faces in, lovely to see. I hope you've all had a lovely weekend. So, a few different things to talk about over the week of gold making that we've had. The last boss is just a nightmare. Yes, I have heard that, certainly, Mashi. Especially if you're going to do LFR. I would be very interested in at least trying that, if nothing else. Thomas, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. So the first thing that caught my eye was a lovely spreadsheet done by Rory B, which was, you know how we are as gold makers, we all love a good spreadsheet, and this one was particularly colourful and really nice way to calculate your costs for common inscription, tailoring and alchemy, various sort of things that you can sell, and then what you can put into farm things as well. So it was a really nice little cost worksheet with a little bit of how to use it. I'd already pre-filled this in with some of the prices on my server just to test it out. It looks really nice, splitting everything into different groups for the alchemy to see whether things are what the cost is of each of those. And then there's another tab on the spreadsheet. I don't have that here, but if you went over to this side, this is the base one, which is probably getting hammered at the moment. Yeah, there's 40 odd people in here. So you've got all of this spreadsheet here, and then you've got another tab, the pricing worksheet. So once you put in some of your prices here, you put in the craft, your yields, and the auction house price, and then you'll see a cost, revenue, and profit for each of these. The same with the inscription items, the war scrolls, the highborn trinkets, and things like that. And then the deep sea and embroidered bags here. There are lots of really nice little things here. Well worth looking at. If you're into a spreadsheet, I highly recommend it. Redclaw, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. I lost count how many herb knives you've seen disappear in front of you because of it. Only way you found to beat them is get ahead of them on their route. It depends on the route as well, Melcidian. You could always try a different route and cut them off at the pass, so to speak. Everyone will have their own favourite routes when it comes to farming, so it's a question of finding one that suits you, certainly. Or going into war mode, as Neville suggests, that's another way to avoid it. Been learning turns through the auction house, worth the journey. Most definitely is. You just hit 2.5 million for your Brutus Sword. Oh, that's fantastic. That's amazing. Bernie CT, happy Sunday. You don't bother farming Zenithid because of it. Yeah, I mean, there's always that. You can always try somewhere different. There's always different options when it comes to things. I mean, obviously everyone is playing the game in their own ways, and yes, if you're multi-boxing, then yes, you will take a lion's share of those nodes and they will disappear. So it's a question of either finding a nice time to do it if you're not doing that yourself, and to be able to avoid those kind of situations, or doing a different route or something else like that. Rutas Cow, good evening to you. Hope I got your name right. They are two is that chicken? I'm saying two chicken to go into war mode. Yeah, I mean, war mode, I found there was one time when the zone was really laggy when I was doing Legion invasions, and going into war mode really fixed that up. I only died a couple of times as well. Your weekly gold count is up to 3.1 million, going super steady, so you should get the Brutus Sword in a month. So very nice, Edwards, very nice indeed. Cromcake, good evening to you. Thank you, and my tie spray shuffle for your long boy. We're stuck on the 3 million rut until you found my Smashing Methods of Chanting Mats. I finally got him this past equipment cache run, and I'm still milling away, happy on his strong Bronto back. Oh, fantastic. Cromcake, congratulations on that. Congratulations on getting your Brutus Sword. Let's see a load of Brutus Sword emotes for you. That's amazing. We've had three long boy successes already tonight. That's amazing. Level nodes be specific to the player. Everyone wins. And that's a nice idea, actually, Doc Otter. I know the Pandaria nodes are like that, aren't they? Because I've been going around doing herbalism with my wife, and I'll get a node and it'll disappear for me, and then my wife will get the same node and it'll disappear for her. That would definitely work. Course loader is selling like crazy per easy 20k an hour, and plus selling other mats on reset day. Leather sales are 40 gold a piece, easy. Very nice. So you found a niche, which is always good, definitely. Lovely to see all the long boys in chat. The Draenor nodes are like that. Well, it was definitely my experience in Pandaria. We've only just gotten to I'm level 92 at the moment, so I've only just gone into Draenor, and I don't think I've done any herbalism at the moment because we're still doing the starting scenario. So we definitely experienced it in Pandaria, but it'll be nice. It'll be nice if the WOD ones did that as well. Should make druids come out of flight form and have a cast. Well, you have got that would level the class field, but it wouldn't necessarily dissuade anyone from doing the same thing, because being a druid is just one of those advantages, really. They just have a certain amount of times they can be looted until they vanish to avoid a huge raid group farming one node. Right, okay. People want to get some easy cash on Argentine. Exotic leather goes fairly fast. Yeah, exotic leather. I've not had any massive sales of that here on Shadow Song, but it'll be interesting to see if anything does happen on that one. Sometime farming singles or multiples. You see specific. See a specific return on your most valuable resource, time. Yeah, that's the main thing, isn't it, Doc? It's time. Time's the main thing. So this was moving back to the Wowhead blog. Yes, this was a lovely little spreadsheet here, definitely. You combine that farm with the bones, and you're onto a really good one then. Okay. Go to multiboxing in Shadowlands. Is there any particular druid race that I would recommend? I don't know if there's anything that gives you any particular advantage race-wise. Only that. Isn't it Torrent that get a special addition for herbalism that might help you out for a small amount? Or Zanzalari Troll. That's an interesting one, Metcalf. Why would Zanzalari Troll be good? Because you can choose a different lower, can't you? And Night Elf Druid for Shadow Melt, so there are a few good options there. Rendering it, but always watching snipe those cheap leathers on the auction house. Oh, for the extra gold, aha. For the speed and the extra gold. Hillian, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. Nice help for you for Alliance side. Yeah, my son was considering getting a Zanzalari Troll for that very reason. A little bit of extra gold would definitely help. Speaking of gold farming, there was more news this week. Cromlet has done a very nice video going through different types of gold farm, along with some nice examples and methods behind them. There's a really nice little video from Cromlet. The topics covered are raid mob farming, dungeon clearing, Azurite mount farming, scenario farming, and mythic instance farming. So different takes on the same kind of farming, basically. And this was a really nice summary of a few different methods and how they differentiate from each other and how would you go about doing them, along with some really nice examples of them. So if you are looking to get into farming or different types of farming, this is definitely another one to look out for, definitely. Chat is busy tonight. It's very busy tonight, Doc. If I do miss anything, please do just shout it out again in chat. Good evening, Derpalicious. I hope you're doing well. Lovely to have you here. Just going through the Wowhead blog at the moment. So we talked about a few different ways of gold farming here. And then we have And the next topic was bank halts and where to park them. Now, I'm not sure everyone has bank halts. I don't have one myself for the reason that I post on with the same characters that craft things. For me, that makes more sense. But I know a lot of people do like to have bank halts, and this was kind of like just a revisit of why you'd have one, how to get yourself set up with a bank halt, and a few suggestions of places you could park them. So there's lots of interesting topics here on this thread. First off, they were suggesting to make a level 5 and then go to the Vale of Eternal Blossoms and do the shrine there, because you get the access to the auction house and the mailbox and everything really close to each other, although you do have to have engineering in that. It would also help to be at least level 10 so you can recover that character should you happen to delete it. If Farm Beasts, if you go for skinning, if you are Skinner, why would you select on Druid? I might have missed the thread of that one. As a Druid, not be farming mobs, rather will farm nodes and no extra gold there. Ah, right, I see. So you don't get the extra gold from the ones. Leatherwork here for 16 years. Wow, that's a long time leatherworking. Shatrath is good bank halt place. Personally, I've tried it, but I prefer individual characters taking care of their own auctions. That's the same for me, Gwyn. I don't use a bank halt myself. I know a lot of people do like to have one where you can funnel it off. A lot of people were talking about how it helped them clean out their main. They were finding their main character had a lot of problems with managing stock whilst also playing that character, and so I think that would be a good example of using a bank halt to just shift all of that stock away from your main character, who's going to want to have lots of different item sets and things like that from their general sort of raiding and mythic plussing and adventuring. Yeah, bag space is just an issue. That's the main thing, really, isn't it? Probably farming humanoids for cloth, but that's a good distinction to make. Yes, definitely. Booty Bay's best place. No loud background noises, no engineer needed, and mailbox, bank, and guild, and auction house next to you. Yes, that was definitely one of my suggestions. After that time we spent in Booty Bay, I did enjoy it, definitely. There was basically a few different choices here. This one was the Vale of Eternal Blossoms and the Shrine, although there is an issue with if you're horde side, there is a bird that aggroes you apparently if you're in there occasionally. And then obviously they were talking about here is using an allied race. You start at level 20 and that makes it a lot easier, and also obviously having your own guild bank, which really alleviates your storage issues. Certainly feels like a bit like you're on holiday. Yeah, that's true. Do you know there's going to be a bigger bag or a new one with more accessible mats yet? I don't know yet, Cromcake. There are a few rumours around that there have been certainly a couple of icons for it, certainly. Oh, Drizzling Rose, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. I neither like Vale or Booty Bay since there's no trade chat. You miss the opportunity to make some deals in trade. That's my feeling, at least. That's fair enough. A lot of people will go to avoid the trade chat, and some will want to specifically have the trade chat. So from these suggestions, there's a list of them here that I put through. Booty Bay being one of them we talked about. Winter Spring, that was one I hadn't actually experienced myself. Old Dalaran can be quite nice if you want sort of the peaceful side of the city. You can use the auctioneer there quite easily. The mailbox isn't too far. Old Undercity and Shatrath, as we spoke of. And then if you're looking for something with a bit more trade chat but still a little bit quieter, Orgrimmar, Valley of Wisdom and Stormwind Dwarven District all have nice areas where you're not too far from the mailbox and things like that. And then obviously there's the garrison as well if you want complete seclusion. And then obviously if you've got a Brutosaur, you can go anywhere where there's a mailbox or you've got access to the mailbox toy. Old Dalaran, citizens. Yes, it all depends on the flavour you like, really, more than anything else. I like that mount that lets you use the auction house anywhere. Yes, oh yes, the Brutosaur, that one. Of course, Drizzling Rose. And congratulations on Brutosaur number 2 as well, Drizzling Rose. That's an amazing achievement. Righteous Light, thank you very much for the follow as well. Let's put a whole load of double Brutosaurs in for Drizzling Rose, making her second Brutosaur, which is a fantastic achievement. Congratulations to you on that one. Did I see either IRL gift go along with it? Not yet, Drizzling Rose. I'll have a check up on my Discord and everything later. It's in creative. Oh, I'll definitely have to have a look for that one, definitely. It's got the poor long boy's got his body chopped off, but it worked. Excuse me. High Mountain's best for hordes. Night Elves, especially early parts of expansion where no flying. Shadowmail gets you free of nasty mobs. Yeah, it could. They probably hit hard as well for the moment. Giving away to a random person as long as they're called Gwylin, yes. Nice try, Gwylin, certainly. Only 11 days more and you can give them the gift. That's a really nice and thoughtful gift, and it's been lovely to see you progress through that over the months to work towards your goal. So I hope it's well appreciated. So yes, this was quite interesting for those that do use bank alts. I prefer, like I said, I prefer to not have a bank alt because each of my characters has their own profession and they post straight from there. The other thing to factor in as well is what was also suggested was having a second account and doing your things on there, doing your posting on that side. So you can have one bank alt posting and cancelling and things like that. But then you have to sync up TSM and everything, and it does get a little bit more complicated once you're doing that. A quick hi for me at your man. Thought you'd show what I watch on Sundays. No problem, Darkwing. Lovely to have you here, and hello, Darkwing's mum. Lovely to see you. Waves to Darkwing's mum. Hold on, let me see. We should have Sama thumbs for Darkwing's mum. There we go. I've been doing one character's profession and going super deep on them, so maybe use a bank character later, but doing really nicely on one so far. Yes, that's how I've got it set up, definitely. Seems like I tuned in at the perfect moment. Lovely to see you here, Angry Rockside. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a lovely evening. We're just going through the Wowhead blog at the moment. We've talked through where to park your bank alts if you have one. We've talked through Spreadsheets, which is a favourite of the... this is a Guden von Never-End. I probably butchered that one, Mushy, but I hope that works. Just had a chilling thought. Can you imagine if the Brutosaur was a BOE mount? That would be very interesting, Cromke. I wonder. Try it with German. Guten want? Would that be? Guten want? Maybe. It's like Guten Abend. Ah, right. Guten Abend, Frau Eden. Okay, that would be easier. Yes. There we go. I wonder how many Brit mounts we have in the chat and how many million that would be. There's definitely a lot, Doc Otter. I had the morbid thought of lifting the Brutosaur item and getting the "Are you sure you want to delete this item?" and then had to rethink what yes and no meant. That's... Oh, Bruto, not Brit. Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure there's probably quite a few Brit ones as well. 15k to go. Moritz, that's very, very close. And Britosaurs. Yeah, something like that. I don't think they'd be very effective. They'd be apologising a lot of the time. So, moving on, talking of farming and gold, another one we've got is another great video by Kraken Latte, going through solo raw gold. This time, this is a lovely series that Kraken Latte has been doing over solo raw gold and rating each of the expansions. This week, she covers Mr. Pandaria, which is definitely one of the more popular ones when it comes to raw gold farming. So if you're looking at starting your gold journey, it's worth going through a few of these. Her findings were quite interesting, saying that Terrace of Endless Springs, LFR, was the best gold per minute for her. Heart of Fear coming next, both in normal, heroic and LFR. And then Terrace of the Endless Springs for normal, and then Throne of Thunder and Mogushan Vaults as the other ones after that one. Looks so curly on the back, don't it? It could be that, actually. It does look really curly. I've not spotted that bit that's come out there. That's just a little bit that's come out. If I let my hair down, it is extremely curly. If it was, you know the scene when Nicolas Cage on Con Air steps out of the bus? On me on a windy day, that's exactly what it looks like when I've got my hair down. L7941, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. People who've differently read your guide, the price on herbs are all up 20 silver when they used to. I only got 4,000 over the weekend. You normally get 10,000 over a weekend. Interesting. So what would you say for that, Jizzing Rose? Would you think that more people are trying it out and therefore the market is more saturated? As Meket says, is it ruined, or is it just basically more people are trying it out? You may find that it'll get popular for a while, and then those that don't want to carry it on or don't find it for them, then they'll move on to other things, and you may find your profits going back up. So they're all over 1 gold 20. Ah, I see. Okay. Shah of Dave. Good evening to you. Good afternoon. This influx of bad happens, of bad trappers is getting annoying. Oh, right, okay. Marek Stockrodka, good evening to you. I hope you're doing well. You learned that lesson ages ago. Here comes the owner. Sorry, Dave. And Stockcraft, good evening to you. Lovely to have you here. It's the trick. The endless difficulty really is, as gold makers, we love to share our gold making methods, but by the very act of sharing, which I wouldn't do any other way, because I get pleasure in that alone, is you do affect your own market, certainly. Oh, Angry Rockside gifting a sub to the Shah of Dave. That's so kind of you. Thank you very much. Let's see a load of emotes for Shah of Dave and Angry Rockside. Thank you very much. So kind of you. Did I actually read that okay? Do you mind if I just call you Marek for the moment? It is a little bit easier. Please read the article on Wowhead, and if they start to do what you've been doing because it worked for you, exactly. Thanks for the streams. I help a lot, but some info comes with a price. You share the method by all means, but just not the specifics. The person should use their brains to work through the rest. I guess with anything, there's always a level of trying to work out how to do it. There's very few methods that are literally just press this button repeatedly and get gold. Although, speaking of which, there is actually such a method we were talking about in the next section, is quite oftentimes we find ourselves in situations where having WoW on a second screen while doing something else on the main screen can be beneficial in terms of gold making. And so one of the examples here was done by Jesse on Reddit, saying, I have an all-day meeting this Friday and would love to have a farm that could just drop an ox statue or something and just AFK farm. So it's not like true AFK farm, because that's not endorsed by Blizzard, but this is talking about having something on a second screen where you can monitor it whilst focusing on something else on the main screen. So there was one thing suggested that was quite interesting, was originally there's a video which I've got here, the one by Runecool, and it's been also echoed by Dala GG. So there's a couple of takes on this video. I've got links to both of them here, and it talks about just one example of where you can set up a druid macro with a hyperspawn farm. This one is in Twilight Highlands, killing dragons and using a skinner to get the leather and things like that. Not completely AFK. I mean, none of these things are really AFK, but setting up a macro and spamming a hotkey just to kill things repeatedly and then looting them does give you a certain amount. And obviously this is using the potion of treasure finding as well to increase your drops and things like that. Tell their recipes, they were out in business in 5 years. Although interesting, I found some very nice recipes for Wagamama's katsu curry, and my wife makes an exceptional katsu curry these days. That and a little jar of kimchi, and we're sorted. So all of us in a voice or something, don't know, just an idea. Help people before they quit on your great idea. sometime with all of us in voice or something. Don't know. Just an idea to help people before they quit. Oh no, great idea. Like just kind of like a helpful sort of like, this is what you need to do. As a skinner, skinning is not a great AFK farm. Not necessarily. That is true. I've done that myself. You do have to repeatedly click on the mobs and things like that. But it was one of the things that was suggested. Not necessarily. I think in Dala's video, they didn't use the skinning option. They just literally went for the treasure chests and things like that. Fishing in BFA open ocean water is the best AFA cup. That's a good point, actually, and the one that comes up as a suggestion here. One of the suggestions by Jekyll here, talking about fishing, which is a nice little way to just casually have something, just a little bobber on your second screen would definitely be a nice way to sort of have that as a second screen option. The other things suggested here is also doing things like the inscription mass milling, tailoring shuffles, anything that involves mass crafting of something you can set up and then leave going for half an hour is another really good idea as to something to do with your second screen off time, as it were. Just seeing these people without ground mounts, not grouping. It's a real group show at the moment. Give it some thought. You just got done. Going to grab some grub. Alert mode enabled. No problems, Sharab Dave. And you were going to mention the Crimson Whelp Farm as well. Yes, that was mentioned here, up here by Taranda Kaiser. The Crimson Whelp Farm in wetlands. Only once per 25 minutes. Its drop pets is rare and despawns after half an hour. All you need is place an ox statue once per 15 minutes and recast Rushing Jade Wind and you're golden. I think it's probably the best, but pets don't sell super fast. That is true. It's just a question of when they can sell, certainly. You smelted 10,000 iron bars, started the smelting and went and did some other stuff. Yeah, that's another good one. Anything involving smelting, milling or crafting things like braces is definitely worth doing on your second screen. Like my opinion on your last message. Let me scroll up, Edwards. Let me see if I missed that. I certainly did. Need to get a stream contest most gold ever made on WoW in 1 year, and maybe the greediest bug can win. Interesting. Interesting idea. Let me see. Thought about how would you share your inscription stuff. Been considering making 100. I've been consistently making 100k a day whilst logging a few times to restock, but so much is looking at the servers market and working out what actually sells. Yes, that is very true, Edwards, is finding what methods work for you. It's kind of part of the mental aspect for gold making, certainly, is to... It's not just repeating a method that someone else has done, it's looking at what works for your server, certainly. And that's where sharing the methods does become slightly troublesome as a result. You have WoW open when you turn on your work machine and just fish and mass mill. Yeah, I think a lot of people, especially in sort of today's situation where a lot more people are working from home, having WoW on a second screen is definitely possible. Loot the item and skin them before they hit the ground. That is definitely some fast skinning. So lots of really good suggestions here. Well worth sort of like digging through this and having a look through. There's obviously a nice update. They said they ended up doing a mix of Inscription and Twilight Highlands Drake farming, and in a matter of 3 hours made about 25k. So not a bad pull for just standing still for 3 hours. It kind of does, Derpalicious, although the margins do get squeezed week on week, certainly. Suggest crafting deluxe noodle cart kit. You sold 39 for 90k. RPs buy them like bread on Argent Dawn. You interesting. So what does a deluxe noodle cart kit do, and what use is it? Would be my first question, and then conversely, why would people be buying them? I've never heard of that. It's an interesting item. They spawn a cart. Ah, right, okay. So do you then pull the cart, or is it just like a static one? It's a mop feast craftable. Ah, right. You can't understand RBs. Well, I think that's one of the things I try to do with anything really is understand how someone thinks or why they do things. That kind of curiosity allows me to sort of feed what their needs more easily, basically. It's static but very detailed. Ah, right, I see. Roleplay and sell noodles. Ah, right, okay, I see, Morinth. That makes perfect sense. So it's more of a prop, really, more for everyone else and things like that. And then being able to summon it at any time would be useful, definitely. And obviously people can then eat from it as well, which is also nice. Then there was a little extra thing I wanted to add on to the end of this week's one, talking about the 1,000 Boat Bash is coming this week. While itself a tiny little micro holiday, not massive, the end result reward is a small boat which lasts for 7 days. I've not gotten one of these before myself, but I did some digging and reading about it. And 2 ideas I came up with as really good ideas for making use of this boat for the 7 days that it is available for is, one was the Stranglethorn Fishing Extravaganza. Having a boat that's fast will allow you to get round to the fishing spots nice and quickly to get the XP ring for your alts. Enzo, thank you very much for the follow. Mazel tov. How are you? Lovely to have you here. How are you doing? To weird if they buy it, sell it, I say. Exactly. It doesn't matter at all. Who doesn't love noodles, really? Exactly. Contracts are great. No one in New York is actually selling many on the new ones, so you're hard farming for the last 2. They can be tricky, certainly. And so the other thing for this boat was the Dark Moon Fair's coming up on Sunday as well. So basically you can speed around fishing up all the crates for the Dark Moon Daggermore and Dark Moon Firewater. So there's a couple of ideas I threw in there. Then obviously if you really do want to do your sort of fishing with any regularity, then getting hold of the Angler's Fishing Raft is another option there, having to do the Anglers faction in Pandaria for that one. So I put in links to all the different guides from Wowhead as to what each of these events are about and how you can go through them. Oh, Mazel Tov, coming in with a sub as well. Oh, thank you so much for your support. That's so kind of you. I hope you and your family are doing very well. Here's a whole load of emotes for you, especially. There we go. Never seen that boat thing. No, it was an unusual one I saw. The small boat. Duration for 7 days, real time that is. So it does expire only after 7 days, but it is supposed to be about as fast as a flying mount, but on water. So that's definitely worth having, and you can fish from it as well. So that does make your time also a lot easier. Also, where is Oreo? Oreo is not up here tonight. He's probably downstairs. They have been enjoying having the back door open because it's been really warm here, and so Cookie's been out guarding the house whilst Oreo just sort of hangs out in the garden. Feral druids with speed gear are the fastest thing on those rafts. That could be very interesting. Definitely. I didn't realise that the speed gear would affect it, certainly. You were sure the raft was actually faster than flying? That's interesting. Maybe we'll have to set up a little race or something like that. Definitely worth testing out. I'm not going on personal experience on this one. This is basically just on my research, certainly. Yes, do it. So that wraps up the Wowhead blog for this week. If there's anything you'd like me to talk about, as always, please do get in touch. I'm always open to suggestions when it comes to the Wowhead blog. If there is anything you would like me to cover, there's always something interesting going on in Reddit or on YouTube. So by all means, check out the various people I've linked to here and follow them, because I'm sure more information will come through. But thank you all for following through on that one. I'll close this window down for the moment. If you did want to look at that link, obviously it is Wowhead. And you can have a look there. I'm probably AFK here, so I better just move about a little bit and then go back down again. That should work. Thoughts on Shadowlands gold making so far? I'm still really loving the way professions are looking at the moment. From what I can tell from the data mine things, obviously we don't have any actual experience of it yet until we get more information, but at the moment it's looking like professions could be really nice working together. You just tested flying is 430% and the raft is 250%. Oh, interesting, Jason Rose. Okay. Yeah, not much. They were very silenced about it. Oh, 420%. Oh, okay. That's very different then. Okay. It's very close. 420% versus 430. You have to click space to jump. Okay. You reach 530 speed on your druid on the raft. Wow. Okay, that's a lot. So if you've got speed gear, then it adds to it. That's another dimension to it, certainly. And does that work for the angler's raft as well, Morinth, or just the small boat? Can drive yourself nuts next expansion with all the crafting options. How about 14 120s and some form of and all have some form of max professions? That's going to be interesting, Cromcake. I'm going to try and do similar myself, not with as many as 14 alts, but at least have every profession covered. It'll be very interesting to see how it all pans out, certainly. Oh, that's what you used. Of course, you can't test the boat because it's not available yet. Yes, yes, it was the angler's raft I was thinking about, Jason Rose, but also the small boat that comes up, which I believe is similar to the angler's raft. That'll be an interesting one to test. Right, so the next thing I need to do really is just go through my mailboxes for this week. I believe... No, I didn't repost anything today, so I've got a feeling most things might have expired. No, we do have some sales, that's not too bad. Have I got some things in my bags as well? I do. So we'll just go through and check on what's been selling for my characters this week. Let's move this across and then we can see all of this, and we'll deal with all the expires and things like that and go through everything from there. You can use sprint and stampeding roar. Ah, right, I see, Morinth. Okay, I see how that works. Right, we could probably do with going somewhere slightly less busy here for the mailbox to open a little bit faster, because this is a little bit sluggish on Samadan. Let's abort this for a moment. Speaking of going to quieter areas, I'm going to go to my second favourite place at the moment, which is Dalaran, simply because the guild bank is easy to run into with your Brutosaur, is my main reason here, and it is also quite quiet. We reached 250 characters on the community. Oh, very nice, Jack. Lovely to see that growing. That's fantastic. Only 750 spots left. Oh, is there an actual maximum on it? That's interesting. I didn't realise. Alright, let's go through and do my expires here. And that should work. Mitar Tessio, good evening to you. Does anyone have an updated uncanny auctioning operation? Mine seems to be bugging out, not showing valid, and you can't get it to work. That's interesting. What have you got on it at the moment? My uncanny posting operation is very simple, I believe. If I go to my... Let's have a look at tailoring and go to uncanny selling. My group operation for this is Uncanny Crafting Operation, and so I use basically crafting as mine. I use 130% crafting as my minimum. I'll copy that into chat. Actually using mine from the paste bin. Oh, right, okay, so my only option there, thinking about it, is does your Uncanny have a actual crafting cost, as TSM recognised it? So if you go into your TSM tailoring, does your uncanny gear actually show any figures in here? That would be my first thought on that front. If you want the spot, make sure send Jack 10,000 gold for an invite. Exactly. Jack is open to bribes. Right, we've got everything posted on here. We haven't got it posted on yet, we need to post it on. So let's start with our Brutosaur. Move this on over. And then auctioning wise, everything's selected and run a post scan. And only 20% tax on sales. That's correct. Last sentence laugh. It's basically my crafting cost plus 30%. So we've got a whole load of stuff to post on here. We've got, how's the enchants looking? There's some reasonable prices here for some of the older stuff. Northrend's looking a little bit cheap at the moment. Everything else is okay. And then we've obviously got the uncanny gear here. The odd thing that's quite expensive, like the Mystic Spell Thread, but that's fine for now. You never know. Doesn't get a huge amount of sales then. Anyway, Red Linen Vest is amazingly expensive at the moment. I might have to look at that operation for a little bit more, because the market value at 58,000 versus the region of 818 is definitely off on that front. I'll have to look at that operation a little bit more closely. So I'll just go through and post everything on. Welcome back, Justin Rose. So we'll just go through, post all of our stuff on, see if we can make a little bit of gold tonight. We're currently only on about 280,000 on Samadan at the moment. I did buy, I think I bought some game time recently for my wife. Other than that, I've tried not to spend too much of my gold. There we go. So, anyone on EU Horde wants to farm some wolves with Drizzling Rose? It's much better done in a group, so highly recommend it. There we go. So let's get rid of all of these and see what kind of gold we have for this week. I did spend, what was it? It was this week I didn't spend a lot of time posting on, so I'm not expecting any huge mailboxes this week, simply because I didn't post for at least 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So this is definitely going to be not as large as a normal mailbox. Let's just carry on with some more expires here. But still looking reasonable. 67,000. So let's just post all this lot on first, and then we can see what actually sold. Has been leveling your second engineer. I think spent like 50 to 60k max. Burning Crusade, Wrathlich King, Kata and Mop. That's quite an investment, isn't it? It's 50 to 60k to get one profession up. Definitely, it is really expensive. What else was that? Or did I miss that? Am I on a full server? No, TSM is that fast for me. In fact, it's unusable at this time of night. Yes, I am on a mid-sized server, as Jack said. Is it only BFA you have to pay for with a new account if you wanted to get to max level? Yes, that's correct. Twisted Nether is slow, definitely. It does show prices for the uncanny gear. Also crafting while the crafting gear... Also crashing whilst crafting the gear every now and again. Well, that's interesting. I'm interested here. I wonder, try posting on the WoW Economy Discord if you're getting actual crashes itself. That doesn't sound right, certainly. You started a community on A across the pond in honour of our friend from the UK. Oh, excellent. Thank you, Cow King. If you want to post a link to that community, please do. And then people can join it. Anyone know of a website where I can set a date deadline and see how many days I have left? I'm not sure, Dressing Rose. That's simple. I guess Google might have something similar for that. Capilafo. Wow, been a long time since I've tuned in. Sorry about that. No need to apologise at all, Capilafo. How have you been? Hope you're doing well. Long boy chart. Are you asking for the link for that one, Wave? Like the long boy chart. Oh, right, okay. Google, never heard of it. It's not showing on the bug report in chat like it normally should. Anyway, thank you for the advice. Okay, sorry I can't help more specifically on that one, Metal Tessio, but that does sound a little bit strange. because it's currently working for me, and I wouldn't be sure exactly how your setup might be different on that front. Oh, Silent Mouse coming in for the Horde. Lovely to have you here. Thank you ever so much for your support. How are you? Let's put a load of emotes in the chat for you. Don't support capitalism. Google goes gold farming. It doesn't quite make the same sense, does it? Right, let's go through here and run a post scan. Working on a robotic arm. Oh, sounds cool, but very tiring. That's why I was missing my streams. Be 100% back in 30 days exactly. Well, that was very precise. That sounds fantastic, though, a robotic arm. I'm sure there's probably a lot of anything like a complex project like that. I'm sure it's basically a lot of discrete problems that have to get broken down and then working out why they're not working and then fixing them. But that does sound interesting, certainly. Right, let's go through there, and okay, so everything was posted on, I believe. So let's look at the actual mailbox for Samadan for this week. So 67,000, not a huge amount, but it's only really been since Thursday, so that's not bad. Number of sales, got a few resets here on Machinist Brilliance and Force Multiplier, and we've got Baked Potato in there, Netherweave Bags, a couple of pieces of Uncanny Gear, another reset there on Critical Strike, Biltong, a good lot of sales from that, Mechdal's Big Mech, and then Uncanny Cloak there for 2,000, Hexweave Bags, Frostweave Bags, Netherweave Bags, another Frostweave bag, Silkweave Satchel, so all the bags doing well there. Azure Silk Hood, nice one for 6 gold, and a couple of enchants there, Force Multiplier, and a couple of Critical Strikes there. That's a good price on the Critical Strikes, 4 of those for 3,000. That's not bad at all. So 67,000. I'm happy with that for the moment. Lady Daisy, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. So if Shadowlands comes out when we normally have BlizzCon, and I set only 10k to the side every day, you have 1.6 million gold saved up. That's decent savings for Shadowlands launch. I think that would be a decent amount, certainly edges and lows. I summarised your month perfectly. I imagine it was a lot like, say, programming or a lot of the stuff I do in 3D, in that it is literally just broken down into a lot of problems, basically. And there is an announcement, as Doc Cotter says, coming on June the 9th. Hopefully we'll get some news. It'll be nice to see a release date, certainly. Got the mop shoulder enchants yesterday for inscription. You can put them on heirlooms, and you sold around 10 so far already. Crafting cost is like 60 gold, sells for 500 on your server. It really has things from every expansion that sells. That's very nice. We just sold a Battle Scarred Augment Ring for 169. That's quite cool. Watch the stream from your phone. No problems, Calking. Spent that amount on release day. Might have to pump those numbers up. I don't know how much I spent. I did invest a fair amount into professions when I got started. I seem to recall in BFA. Right, we've got everything done there. Let me check my auctions at the moment. That's all fine. So we'll have a look, see what we need to do to restock. At this time, a few bits and pieces, nothing huge here. Flying carpet, silk pants, a bit of food. I don't have the spare parts at the moment for the Big Mech, so I'll leave that one out of the list. Mauve Stinger, last time I looked at it, was really expensive, so I'll have to see on the price of those. And then all of these are okay, so let's go have a look at restocking each of these and open the task list. So we've got some daily cooldowns to do first, so we'll do the Hexweave Cloth and Temporal Crystal. We'll do those. JNS Max, good evening to you, lovely to have you here. And Tin Jorok, good evening to you as well. Predicting Halloween, since they have an expansion surrounding death, maybe even November 1st, as that's the Day of the Dead All Saints. Interesting idea to keep it in with the kind of like theology of it. It's a nice idea. We've done that. Have we crafted that? No, we haven't. There we go. Invested a bit in the past 2 weeks. Now I have 1.3 million on the auction house. Now it's time to farm and flip cars. Excellent, Lazy Daisy. It's going to be your first new expansion where you're a gold maker. Going to be really interesting. Yes, I remember BFA was like that for me. That was my first proper gold maker expansion, and I've really, really enjoyed it. Obviously, having the brutal sword to aim for during that time really helped it, certainly. What do I think of multi-boxing? It's not something I do myself, but it's something that I'm okay with personally. It's within the rules of BFA, and all I would say is if I was a multi-boxer, I would be very conscious of trying not to step on too many toes, because I know a lot of people tend to, especially as we were talking earlier about the herbalism nodes getting all used up. I would be very conscious of if I was to multi-box, is to make sure that I didn't either crash a market by selling things really cheaply, or hog a resource where other people were trying to get it. Can't watch a stream on the computer, rebuffering like every 30 seconds. Oh no, Silent Mouse. Sorry to hear that. I have just looked at my stream and it had gone red for a minute there. It is now currently green. I'll keep an eye on it on my my settings. Oh no, it's dipped down again there. It could be my internet side. Let's see what happens there. What else have we got? Crowsack, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. What's multi-boxing? Has muzzled off, will know. It's fine on your PC, okay. Mental test, yeah, that's good to know. I am noticing a few dropouts. Let me just check my stream health on this side. The bitrate is saying it's okay at the moment, at just under 3,000. So we'll keep an eye on it, see if anything goes there. Is my paste bin totally updated? You're new to TSM, so I want to grab it if my bin if it's usable. You're more than welcome to take it. I haven't updated it in a month or two, but then I haven't changed a lot of things in that time, so it should be okay, I think. Works better on the phone. Give it 7 minutes. Yeah, we'll see how my router's getting on. It definitely does seem to be going between green and amber on my little OBS light there. So I'll just keep an eye on it. See how it works. You can't capture the wolves beast because your ults are 120. You might have to take some of your armor off and do it that way. I believe that's one of the methods you can use. Right, let's just close this one down. Excellent, thank you, Cal King, for sharing that. So if you are looking for a Alliance community, Cal King has set one up there. Thank you for sharing that one. You had to type it. Wow, that was some going, Cal King. I'm impressed with that. Right, let's go through and get from the guild bank. You sold a styling crimson hat for 15,000. Very nice. In an hour, you'll have your brute sword. Oh, fantastic, Moritz. Pre-congratulations to you for that. Let me see. I've got a few different things here. That's easy enough to do. You want to buy aromatic fish oil from the auction house. I've got a better idea. We'll use one of my stacks of surplus fish here. Slimy mackerel I seem to have a lot of. So we'll use that and make some fish oil that way. That should be enough for the moment, because I don't have a use for them at the moment, so they're just spare in my bank, even though the price for those is a lot higher. There we go. I'll go a bit this way. What else have I missed here? Sure, no armor, no weapons, just the mobs, and they die right away. Oh, interesting. I wonder if there's a certain class that is difficult for that one. It has long cast, so I think you can do something else. What class are you again? Yes, that would be my next question, certainly. Oh, the foam sword. Yes, I have heard of that, definitely. Right, okay, so let's just go through what I've got here. Buy from vendor, gloom dust, buy from auction house. Now we'll see what the prices are on that one. Let's have a look. Let's go through here and go on to shopping. Might not need all of this. So gloom dust we won't be down. Mauve stinger, I'd like to see the price. Actually, gloom dust is quite cheap there at 488. My mat cost is normally coming in at 750 on that, so I will take the gloom dust that I need. I'll take the 6, and then I'm going to take all of the 80 at 5, because that's a reasonable price for me. Make a command for the US community. That's a good idea, Jack, actually. Let me do that. Let me find that, copy that, copy that. Whilst it's here, otherwise I'll forget it otherwise. And we'll make one here. And we'll call this US community. For the US Alliance players, please do join the gold making. I guess that will work for that community. The US Alliance players, please do join the gold making community. There we go. Submit that one. Okay, let's see if that one works. Let me just scroll back up. My OBS does seem to be flickering a little bit, but hopefully that's okay. Here we go. And let's go down here. Gold, good evening to you. I hope you're doing well. US community. There we go. Thank you, Jack. That works. Is that going to take you to the right place? Hopefully it does. Mauve Stingers looking still quite pricey at 15 gold. Not 20 gold, which is better. My mat cost is 9. That may affect the price of whatever I'm making here, which is probably something to do with my cooking. 2 more minutes and I'll drop out. Is that the time I dropped out last time? The foam sword works. Oh, fantastic. Glad that suggestion worked. What are we looking at here? We're looking at cooking, under crafting. The Mauve Stinger is from Fragrant Cacavia. Okay. And Fragrant Cacavia is where? There it is. So it's got a 24 gold profit according to that. That's based off of Mauve Stinger times 0.8. So that's going to be okay crafting cost wise. I can still make a profit on those. So I'll buy just the Mauve Stingers I need. There's only actually no, look at that, there's only 4 of them. So there's a definite shortage of Mauve Stingers on Shadowsong at the moment. There's an issue here. I'm going to buy the ones here for the moment, and just to adjust my average buy price for the moment. And we actually need some silk cloth here, which is my mat cost is 15 silver. They're now at 1 gold. You know what? I'll buy some at that price. It'll be okay. We only need 13, so I'll buy those. I probably have some on my alts anyway, but the chances are whatever I'm crafting there is going to be cheap anyway. And then we'll go through there. Go resto and use Sunfire. Sales have been stable this past weekend, close to 4 million now. Oh, very nice, very nice. Druid is best not class for speed farming. You've definitely got this. Right, so what have we got? Fragrant Cacavia, we can't make enough of those. Mosting is missing. We can make a few of these. We need to go from the vendor to get the other bits and pieces we need for that. So we will buy those. And then we need to go over to, yes, Enchanting's the one we wanted. So let's do, not Ethereal Shatter, we'll do this one. Now I need 6 Mysterious Essences, which means times that by 3, and I'll do 18, and that should work. You get a message saying the community doesn't exist. Okay, thank you for testing it, Mr. Vader. If, unfortunately, it shouldn't be. That should be for, NA. Let me just scroll up. For the Cow King, had to type it through by hand on the phone, so we might have to check on that one. If you manage to update it, the Cow King, or check any of the missing numbers or letters, do let us know, and then I'll update the command. So there we go, we got that and we got that. Silk cloth, bolt of imbued frost weave. Let's do some of these. I need to actually go to the mailbox most likely here. Let's pick up our purchases. We'll take those and then we'll use our tailoring crafts here. So bolt of silk cloth, 4 of those, create, and then bolt of imbued frost weave. We can make 18, we'll just make the 6 for now. And then the only thing we're missing here is the mauve stinger. The link works for you and you're on EU. How does that work, Jack? Surely it should work. It should work just for US ones, I would have thought. But maybe I'm missing how these things work. Let's have a look here. 6. We'll go here and we'll create those. Bolts of imbued frost weaves. Well, you can't apply. Okay. But the link does take you to a community. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, check the other one, the one that Jack's got there. Maybe that's, if that's not working, then maybe it's the link system or something like that. Okay, so we have made everything we can. Well, we've got the ingredients for everything we can. Hexweave is still missing 100 hexweave cloth. It's about time we probably went to our garrison. So let's do that whilst I'm here. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. I do apologise. Scallion Gaming. We welcome both factions here. I don't mind Alliance or Horde here. I have both factions represented. Thank you. It could be hay fever. It's most likely new lots of pollen around. I don't tend to suffer much from hay fever. Not officially, certainly. Right, let's do another enchanter study, rush work order. Have we got a tailoring one? No, but we'll take the garrison resources. Take that, and we'll take those as well. That's 96 resources, that's 175. We'll take those as well. Okay, then we'll... can you only join... oh, you can join multiple ones. Oh, okay, that's good. You two are a double agent. Exactly. I like to be as welcoming as possible. Remove the lowercase k after the 5. Okay, let's go have a look. Wowhead, not Wowhead, US community. Edit. The lowercase k after the 5. Okay, let's try that. And submit. Let's try that. US community. But was it the right link, I wonder? Was it the right community or was it simply fluke? Let's try that. I'll click on it here, see what it links to. If it links to anything for me. My internet seems to have gone a bit slow for that one. Let's turn that off and that off for the moment. No, that just takes me to... That doesn't take me to anything there on that one. Okay, the new one, it still works. Okay. Okay, that does work. What else have we got? Do hexweave bags sell on my server? They go for about 600 to 700 on your server and move pretty regularly. They do for me, definitely. Has so much. Have no stock of maroon ink. Have to buy a weekend priced Zenithid. Well, that's a good sign, Edwards, that you've got a very vibrant market. Very vibrant indeed. Arcanite bars you do buy, you got so much thorium. But deep sea bags are way cheaper. They are way cheaper, but it's the hexweave bags that sell. It's interesting, but people still seem to have a fondness for the hexweave bag, certainly. Strike 30, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. Right, I think I'm quite low. Oh no, Drainic Dust's alright. I think Sumptuous Fur was quite low last time I looked at it. Let's go across and have a check. Yes, I was pretty much out of Sumptuous Fur. Let's go see if we can actually buy some, because it looked like there was some cheap on the auction house. Easier for me to buy some rather than actually farm it up for me. Sumped. Let's have a look. Yeah, currently at 1 gold, that's fine for me. That's the price I tend to look for things for me. So I'm going to buy all of those up. Give me some stock for the moment. 1 gold for me equals 1 gold for the hexweave for the Sumptuous Fur. The hexweave do look nicer with Bagnon somehow. I guess, yeah, I've never really bothered looking at the icons too much. It certainly has never been a factor for me when buying things. Looks have never been my main focus, certainly. I've asked, and the response I get is it's purple or the blue bags are ugly. Yeah, I mean people do go for their cosmetics. It's worth bearing in mind, certainly. Farming some Zenithir. There's so many multi-boxes you can't get the good amount right now. Yes, you're at prime time as well, Edwards. Even if it's not anyone multi-boxing, it'll be simply because lots of people will be out farming it, certainly. You use my bracelet shovel. Is it still accurate? It is to a certain extent. The spreadsheet only takes into account honourable combatants' leather braces. It doesn't look at the notorious or the sinister braces. You may find with your server's prices those might be marginally cheaper, so check the prices of those. But the whole principle of it does work, yes. But my transmog is always on fleek. What does fleek mean? I've never heard of that. St. Penhallow, good evening to you. As a new player to WoW, assume it would take a lot of time to start making gold. Any advice? Not at all. I mean, yes, you do need a certain amount of experience in the game, and time will give you experience. But me and my wife has just started playing WoW just this month, and we're leveling through steadily at the moment. She has just she's over 4,000 gold at the moment. I've just only broken 4,000 gold myself, so I'm close behind her on that one, and we are simply just posting things up as we level up. It's been a whole load of fun, so it is certainly possible to make gold. We're just posting things on as we go. My wife's picked up inscriptions. She sold a few glyphs on the journey. Who's on 182? Thank you very much for the follow. What did I miss? Further up. An add-on maybe handy is nice to-do list. You use it and love it. Okay, I'll have a look for that one, definitely. How much folks on your server will pay for the imbued silky bags from Legion? 1.8k last I checked this morning for those. Yes, I've had some very unusually large sales for imbued silky bag as well. I don't know why they sell for quite so much as they have done. My record has been 190,000, but I did give that money back because that was just a crazy amount. Did I pick up some rush work orders? I'm sure I did. There it is. Couldn't see the icon. Let's just take those. And that's interesting. Did I just waste those without actually putting those on? That could be interesting.
Hello.
No, I did have that. So that should come here. Maybe it's just lagging through. Okay, interesting. What was that? Use executive assistants, very similar, you love it. Okay, but yeah, I'd love to see a screenshot of that one, yeah. Is there a cap on the number of WoW tokens you can buy with gold in one day? I'm not sure, Dressing Rose, actually. Oh, maybe it was the right one. Maybe it wasn't Enchanting. maybe it was tailoring. Looks like we've got a whole load of hex weave cloth, so I must have just been looking at the wrong one. There we go, that would make more sense. So let's just go and do that and get that one sorted. There we go. Rushing work orders won't use your item when you don't have any. Okay, well that's good to know. So it hasn't been updated in 2 years. Wow, okay. Working really nicely for you at the moment, but that's a long time. It is indeed. Right, so we're okay here on this front. We've got probably more than enough hex weave, probably enough to make 2 hex weave bags from looking at that. Yes, we can make 2 hex weave bags. So I'm going to make 1 now, and then we're going to swap to here and we'll do the list as well, which will include my other one. So I'll do all of this: uncanny belt, azure silk pants, flying carpet, and hex weave bag. Not sure about per day, but a student said you can only have 10 at a time. Oh, right. It's not something I've really looked into, having that many, certainly. Just started a 1-to-1 million gold challenge with a fresh level 1 character and a fresh realm. Up to load the playtime, gold making of it sometime. Hope you're happy to take a look at it sometime. Yes, most interested in that, Capilafel. Do let me know how you get on with that one. You're keeping the epics in your bag for now until you're completely done with the cards today. That's fair enough. Would I stockpile hex weave bags for the expansion? I'm happy to sell them as I can for the moment. They may or may not go up in price. We don't know what bags are going to come out in Shadowlands, so I would be reluctant to stockpile them in case there's something that's bigger and better and more easily obtainable. Awesome, community's working already. 9 members. Oh, fantastic, Cow King. It's good to know. There is a cap on WoW tokens. Use the in-game shop purchase maximum 20 tokens per week. Blizzard account can only have 1 type of token, and a maximum of 20 tokens purchased with money in your inventory at one time, or a maximum of 10 tokens purchased with gold in your inventory at one time. Okay, that's good to know. Thank you for the clarification on that one. Okay, we're done all of that. Let's move over to Enchanting. We'll make some Elemental Force, Torrent of Elements, Jade Spirit, and an Accord of Versatility, and a Crusader enchant. So far, only seen 30 slot bags. Has there actually been any release of actual slot numbers for the bags? That's interesting. Right, I'm going to go back to Borealis, I think, to post these on. Yes, thank you for sharing that one, Jack. Right, let's go through this. And then we'll go out here and we'll post on our auctions. Let me know. Yeah, some people have mentioned 32 and 34, but I'm not sure. I haven't seen any evidence myself yet. So let's go through here. Let's go auctioning. We'll run a post scan. Hexweave bag is quite cheap here at 693. I would consider a reset on these, but bags are such a pain to reset the market on them. I'm just going to take the sales at the moment. It's your ISP that makes you unable to watch the stream on the computer. Thank God for smartphone as a backup. Oh, right, Silent Mouse. That's very strange. I'm glad you found a solution, though. Oh, here we go. Fear Stalker's Pack. Let's have a look. Item now for a 32 slot bag. That's interesting. And that's like got a inverted tailoring hexweave bag icon on it at the moment. Fear Stalker's Pack, 32 slot bags. Interesting. There we go. Thank TSM for it. That's very true. Jack is an ambassador of sorts for TSM. So we're currently at 343,000. That's okay. I'll leave that for the moment. I'd like to get back up to 1 million on this character, certainly. But I keep on buying tokens and spending it. Do I not have access to Shadowlands Alpha? I do not yet, Sirius. But I'm quite glad in a way that I don't, because I'm only really interested in looking at Shadowlands Alpha once professions are in, and then I'll give it a really good dive, certainly, because I don't want to spoil too much of the story really for myself. Oh, I appear to have been disconnected. Hold on one moment. Although I'm still here. Let's just quit and re-log in. See if that works. I'm still on the internet. Game Cat. Hope you're doing well. There we go. Let's go back in. There we are. We are back in. That was strange to get a you've been disconnected on there. You can still hear me, so that's fine. Neo Q X, thank you very much for the follow. Stream is still okay for now. Okay, so we're doing okay. So no internet dropouts. I haven't experienced anything since on Thursday, so I'm hoping my surge protector is at least working somewhat. Alright, so new bags confirmed, it seems. Time to dump all my deep sea satin. Yeah, I certainly wouldn't stockpile. I've got a feeling, I mean, you never know. I mean, Hexweave bags have been selling consistently throughout this expansion. They seem to have a sticking point, so maybe people will carry on with the Hexweave bags for a while. So we've done everything else here. Is it a simple surge protector or a full-fledged UPS? It is just a surge protector. So and to be fair, it's a cheap one at that. So I don't hold a lot of faith in it, certainly. But it was my thought that I could at least do something to help protect it. Palter, good evening to you. I hope you're doing well. I can still not implement them. What was that? See how hard it is to make the new ones? Yes, definitely. Slowly make them, though people still buy them for alts. Yeah, exactly. You never know what kind of prices and difficulty they'll have in getting them. Does it do 3-pin and Ethernet? Is it backed by a warranty for connected devices? I don't know how much I looked into the warranty side of things. It does have... it's basically the 3-pin main plug sockets. It's got 8 of those, and it's got an Ethernet protector as well, which I've put my power line internet through that, which then goes into the modem. There is a phone line one as well, but I haven't got that connected through, so I'm literally just using the phone line directly through the phone socket in the house. So as far as I know, it should hopefully work. Oh, I sold something for 60 gold. Got no idea what it was. What do I reckon is my average gold per day per week? That's an interesting one. TSM can give me some of that information by having a look here on my latest graph. If we look at the last year as an example, my average profit today per day is telling me on all characters and guilds over the past year is 13,000 gold as a rough amount. Sky gold amount 60 gold. Yeah, I would be very shocked. It just tells me nothing. Your auction of brackets at the moment. If by chance need cobalt ores or old world stuff, come to me before the auction house. You've got 140 that you need to get rid of. Okay, I will certainly have a look. Oh, you can't see because the chat's in front. Okay, there we go. Let me move it across. There we go. Not sure if I can make this any bigger. Hold on, let me make that bigger, and then that bigger, and scale that up. There we go. Can you see it now, Jack? Is that better? So we've got total profit 4.7 million, average profit per day 13,000. Right, let me just reset that down smaller, otherwise my TSM is going to be absolutely massive. Oh no, I've made it too small. I need to reset the size of it. What is it? Is it Control Shift? There we go, double click it. And it comes to the right side. There we go. That's better. Probably just want to make that a little bit smaller actually, just so it fits into my screen a little bit better. There we go. Average per week, well, if we were to look at my last week, the last 7 days, it's a lot less. Average profit per day is 4,500. Total profit 27,000. Top item, enchant weapon force multiplier. So that's a lot less at the moment. If I look at the last 7 days, the past month, we're average profit per day of 14,000, which is probably a bit more accurate, I would say, over the past month. That would be a better indicator, I would say, from looking at that. Right, I think that's gone a little bit too small now. Let me just try and get my size back up to the right amount. There we go. Does TSM have a way to change the UI skin? I love it, Adam, but really wish you could personalise it a bit. No, it doesn't, Cromcake. It is as it is at the moment. Although they are running through TSM 4.1 at the moment, which I think has a slightly newer look on it. But I don't think it's massively changed different from here at the moment. I haven't had a proper chance to have a look at it. Moving on from this character, let's go through and check out the next ones. And let's go through Albion Winter Spring. Thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. Right. The look is what's holding you back as well from using it. I mean, I guess it's quite a futuristic look when a lot of the add-ons are more kind of in the WoW standard feel. You love the cliff on your TSM graph after buying a lawnmower. Yes, definitely. Okay, we've got 2 minutes left on our Silas proc here. Let's see if we can just make the use of it. Probably not by the time I've listed everything off and on again. What I'll do is I'll just put everything in my bags and see if that's a reasonable restock amount, whether TSM can register that at this point. But 41,000 in sales, that's not too bad. I've got a feeling I'm not going to have time to repost unless I get lucky with another Silas proc here. Let's just have a look. If anyone remembers Winamp, what you could do since that was really good Winamp, you could do a lot of different stuff. Let's just check here, just in case we do get, we've got continuous curing. So let's have a quick look and look at groups, restock. There's nothing on here because I don't think I've posted it on the auction house, so I don't think I'll get an accurate. Let's just run a post scan and see. Let's post all of this lot on. I think TSM prefers it to be on the auction house, and see what happens there. We're done with that, close that, reopen it up. I've only got 20 seconds left, so it's probably not long enough to make anything. But we'll have a quick look. Potion of Unbridled Fury, let's see how many we can make before the 11 seconds comes out. There we go, we've got a few in, that's good. Oh, it's gone now. Let's stop crafting, it's gone. Okay, we at least got a few in there just in time. So we'll post those on as well. Go to auctioning, run post scan. A lot of these are below min price anyway, so not sure we'll actually get any sales with those. Let's actually post on everything else now. So let's select all groups and put on our other bits and pieces. But yeah, I'm sure the TSM team are open to suggestions when it comes to the look of TSM and how it appeals to different people. Oh, just sold Abyssal Healing Potion. That's a good start. So we've got that open. Daily cooldowns we need to do, so let's just go through here. Let's clear this queue. Let's go through, do that. Transmute herbs to anchors. We could probably do with just got 3 of those to just open out for there. And so everything else is fine on that front. Then let's have a look at the gold for this week. So we did have some alchemy sales in the latter half of the week. 41,000 gold. Unbridled Fury, Endless Fathoms, Lightfoot Potion, Undertow, Endless Fathoms, Potion of Agility, Vast Horizon. Okay, so that's 41,000. How much does that take us to gold-wise? I'm trying not to overspend on my gold for alchemy to try and get my... I'm up to actually a reasonable 271,000 from alchemy. So that's not too bad, actually. Lux support, brand new here. Had a question. I'm not good with TSM. Decided to sell everything at normal 80% DB market and minimum 70% DB market. Will this be okay for a first-time seller? I think that's reasonable. DB market is a good first thing to look at. Is this things you're crafting or things that you're finding in the world? I would maybe adjust those slightly in that I tend to go a little bit lower on my minimum. I tend to go to something like 50% DB market for my minimum. And I would go along with more like actually 100% DB market for my actual base amount. There's no point as my normal if no one else is... Normal only posts when nobody else is selling it. So you might as well post it for whatever the DB market is. Does the BFA transmute share cooldown and transmute some other expansions? If you transmute Anchorweed, will you be able to transmute Living Steel on the same day? I believe you should be able to, Sirius, yes. And transmog usually. Okay, so those should be fine. You may want to add in an average between DB market and DB region market average, but that's not necessary at this point. Oh, thank you for the follow as well, Luxapont. You know what I miss? When you open your profession window, go to the crafting reports and you make a change in materials, then you can set it back to default. So if you make a change in the crafting string overall, you have to manually change it. Go to the crafting reports and you make a change in materials. If you make a change in the crafting string overall, you have to manually change it. So annoying. Oh, I see what you mean. Yes, you can't change it. So once you've changed it away from the default, you can't then reset it to the default. Yes, I can see how that would be frustrating. Actually, I'm going to write that down and feedback that one, because I'm going to give them a whole load of feedback anyway. TSM, skins, crafting, report, mat, default. There we go. Do I have any ideas how to make gold on engineering? I don't have engineering myself, so I can't speak from personal experience, but I have heard that the engineering mounts are the way that a lot of people make sales with engineering. Jack knows quite a lot about engineering, so he may be able to answer you better than me, certainly. Matched your colour, so we are really monk brother and sister. By my enchants, I'm tired. You never know when you'll get the sale. 500 gold per question. Jack who? Do mounts an auto hammer on engineering? Yes, the auto hammer's another good one. Would be nice if TSM told you what items you have in your alt bank when you're restocking. It does. You can set it to get from alt when you're doing your restocking. When you set your priorities. Where is it? When you're in your crafting, isn't it? So if we go to alchemy, TSM, in your groups, when you go restock selected groups, under gathering, you can change your sources here and prioritize alts as a higher or lesser one than this. Is that what you're thinking of? And if you hover over the item in your tooltip, like say when I hover over Zinanthid, it tells me here in my inventory lists that Samadan has 503 Zenith Theater's Awakening has 763. It doesn't restock what you have, but it doesn't tell you if there's an item already in the bank. There is an issue when things are in the bank and you've crafted straight from your bank, not the reagent bank, but from the regular bank. It could be that I'm thinking of. And the only tools of the trade good is the alchemy one. Oh no, the Ewan's enchanting rod for enchanting is really good, and the tailoring synchronous thread one is also really good. I'd highly recommend that. Another 6,000 gold card, Lady Daisy, fantastic. What does average do? What I was talking about with a DB market. So when it comes to, if I go to an operation here, and if I look at some of mine I've got here for auctioning out, let's see, say region average I think is probably, so here I've got an operation where I'm going the minimum between 60% DB region market average, which is the average across my whole region, and 120% crafting. You could set this to be something different, like an average. So it's taking the average between, say you went 50% DB market. So it'll be looking at your current server prices, DB market, and it'll be looking at, if you kept the percentage the same, you can change the percentages, but you can keep it there. And DB region market average. So the DB region market average is basically the average market price across all of the servers in your region. So it will look at your DB market and it will look at your DB region market. Well, in this case, it's looking at 50% of your DB market and 50% of your DB region market average, and averaging the two of those out. So you could use something like that. If I copy and paste that into chat, that's a slight, because sometimes DB market is a weighted average over the last 10 days, particularly over the last 3 days. So especially on your server, it can fluctuate quite a lot. Whereas the DB region market, because it's averaged over more and more servers, it's more of a flatter rate and it doesn't fluctuate quite so much. So if you average between the two, you can do that. You can even, if you wanted to weight it one way or another, you could add multiple ones in. So you could say 50% DB market, copy and paste that in twice. So it would take a weighting more closely towards DB market over DB region market average, so it shifts the weight slightly more that way, because it's taking 2 DB markets and 1 DB region market average. So there's lots of different ways you can play with it, but I tried to, with my operations, I always try to keep them simple more than anything else. So if it's just crafting or DB market or DB region market, the simpler I can make it, the easier it is to understand. And then, as Jack said, doing the 50% before the average also works. The reason I've kept the two 50% in there is that you could say 50% of DB market and 30% of DB region market average if you wanted to skew them slightly the other way as well. There we go. Jack's got the... oh, there we go, we just sold a greater flask of the undertow. Fantastic, that's good. Looks like code to me. It is a little bit like code, Will, certainly. That's why I try to keep it as simple as possible, definitely. And try and keep the variables I use as simple as possible, definitely. Commander Bond, good evening to you. I hope you're doing very well. Well, my biggest shocks with gold making to actually enjoy writing my own TSM strings. It can be. I mean, there tends to be a predisposition towards spreadsheets and things like that. If you get into TSM and liking things like spreadsheets and potentially a little bit of programming as well, and getting it all working, it takes a certain way of thinking, certainly. And I'm by no means a programmer or anything like that. Hi, just stumbled across my Economy Weekly wrap-up, new to making and farming gold, and there's a ton of information in that. Any tips for just getting started? Alchemy, well, welcome on board, first and foremost. I would suggest if you go down and have a look at Kraken Latte's video and Comlet's video that are in the Wowhead blog this week, they are some really good sort of starting guides when it comes to farming just raw gold, where you're vendoring the things and having a look at them that way. And then maybe once you're happy with that and there's something else you want to try, is professions is my next favourite thing to do. Well, it's actually my personal favourite thing to do. I don't actually do a lot of farming myself. One whole stream purely on basic TSM stuff. Was that the one? That was the one you did. I should do some basic TSM streams soon for the new and returning TSM units. Oh, that was. I was going to say, Jackers, didn't you do a good stream on that one? Certainly. Sam, not a programmer, says the technical artist, aka wizard. That is true. I don't consider myself a programmer, the real Ginny, only because for me, I have to think really hard to do them, and it takes me a lot of sort of concentration to work through these ideas. Programming, I mean, I look at a lot of programmers I've worked with in games development and things like that, and they are way better programmers than I will ever be. It's never something I've ever focused on, even though it was something I was taught. Oh, we're getting some great cells here. Unbridled Fury, Greater Flask of the Currents. That's fantastic. Let's have a look at these actual sales, see what's come in. Humble, how are you? Any idea why there always seems to be someone posting one item at 792,000 when normal price is like 15 gold? Are they trying to influence DB market and DB region market? That does have a factor, Humble. Sometimes people can inflate their own prices if they're the only person selling something. So say, for example, I was the only person selling shirts, like a red linen shirt, and I set my normal price to be 120% DB market. And then every time I posted it, TSM looks at the DB market, which is me, because I'm the only one selling it. Then every time it posts it on, it adds another 20% onto the price. So if you end up being the only seller of a not very common item for a long time, you end up boosting your own prices accidentally, and you'll just overinflate your own prices. So that's something that definitely happens, which is another reason why I tend to use an average between DB market and DB region market average. You like data, you like fixing PCs, you just hate coding. Always been bad at it. That's fair enough, Will. It does take a certain mindset, certainly. And as Doc Hotter said, the other reason would be is if you want to move gold from one faction to another, pricing something really high is another way of doing it, certainly. Well, my sales have been flying off the shelf at the moment. Look at all these alchemy sales we've had so far. Unbridled Fury, Flask of the Undertow, Flask of the Currents, Abyssal Healing Potions. If only I had a Silas proc so I could restock on them. I will repost some on though. I might have some spare stock on me. Let's get a few more on if we can. There we go. Let's just post this lot on. We might as well, as I'm here chatting through, sitting right beside you, blessedly unaware, just spent 3 months of my wild time to make enough gold to kill my brute soul. I hope he really appreciates the effort that's gone into it, Dressing Rose. I must admit, so far I've used other people's groups and operations when using TSM, but having done it a while, I wonder if there's a way to set a minimum price to post operations to crafting cost based off average normal price of mats. Let me just reread that so I think I can understand it. If there's a way to set a minimum price to post in operations to crafting cost, yeah, based off the average normal price of mats. So what do you mean by your average normal price of mats? How are you getting your mats, and what's the average of those? Because you could set your material prices to be an average of something. That would be a way of looking at it. So say, for instance, if I was to look at alchemy and go through crafting reports, materials, and let's just take something for example like acacia powder. Say we happen to have that. That's got a fixed price on it, so that's probably a bad example. Let's look at anchorweed, which is currently the minimum between average buy, DB market, crafting, vendor buy, and convert DB market. You could change this minimum to be average, so AVG for average, and then it'll take the average between all these values. I would probably just take out some of these and just do something like say you didn't have crafting. Let's just say it was something like DB region market average. So then for this material, it will be taking an average between your average buy price, the DB market price, and the DB region market average price. So that could be something you could do, if that works. Hey Ramadan, how are you? Samadan. Hey Dad Freddy, how are you? Lovely to have you here. I hope that makes any sense. Hopefully. When you purchase, you can see minimal price you have spent on the material you have bought a number of times. So so I use average buy for mine. So I've already got that automatically in my things here. So if I go into this, the only thing I've changed on the default material price under accounting, no, under crafting. So the default price configuration, the default material cost. The default is just this one, DB market, crafting, vendor buy, convert DB market. And the only thing I've done here is change this to average buy and added that in there. So that's the only thing I've added here. So it takes into account average buy. If average buy happens to be less than any of these, then the other thing I do in my accounting is I make sure I've got use smart averages for purchase price. That way TSM will look at the number of items you have in your bags and your bank and only take an average based on those. I hope that makes sense. Samadan. Another 6k gold card. Wow, that's brilliant. Let me just scroll up and see if I've missed anything. Because of my vids, I managed to make 3 million gold in just over a month. Oh, that's fantastic. Shady Sip, that's very nice indeed. I wanted to pop by and say thanks. Long boy not far away. Well, I hope you get it very soon. That's fantastic news. Thank you for stopping by. He's less disappointed by the gift than you also offer to buy him €50 worth of Warhammer instead. Then you'll keep the gold for yourself. Well, there you go. There's a compromise indeed. I mean, £50 worth of Warhammer, that would probably get you a small miniature, maybe. I think at the prices of Games Workshop. Do I have a profession guide? I could peruse. That sounds a little more interesting than just raw gold farming. I do have a series on. If you go onto my YouTube, if you look onto my TSM, I've got deep dives onto tailoring and on enchanting, and then I have a getting started in alchemy series. I have a beginnings of an inscription one, but it needs more work on it. I've literally just leveled it up at the moment. Shady Seven using your Prime as well. That's very kind of you. Thank you very much. Your support is appreciated. Welcome aboard. Have a whole load of emotes to use as you will. You spent a lot of your high elves and paints back in the day. I know I've got a Nurgle army starter kit that I've bought and never got rounds to finishing it. I have got somewhere an old Dragon Ogre miniature that's the old Games Workshop one, so it's still made of lead and things like that. So if you look, Albion, if you look in the YouTube, I think have I got an alchemy one, an actual alchemy series playlist. I'm not sure if I've got a command for that. Let me just check. No, I don't have a particular one for alchemy. But if I go to my, hold on, let me just have a look. Where's the link to the YouTube? Hold on, let's just use that. I'll bring that up and then I'll go to YouTube and then I will have a look here onto my channel and then I go videos, no, playlists. and then I'll have a playlist here setting up BFA Alchemy. Here we go. Here is the link to the Alchemy one. This is a playlist that goes through everything, including the Silas proc and everything to go along with it. So it starts off with leveling, goes through my thought process for everything, and then that works. I'm surprised you didn't get lead poisoning, to be fair. I used to suck the end of your paintbrushes too, not recommended. I know, I did the same, Will, most definitely. Did something game while opening, like fishing ionized mirrors or something, but yeah, entertainment is good too. What was that? Bought a bunch of Blood Bowl and paints for me and a girlfriend. Good fun. Apart from she's really good at it. That's even better. Even better. I don't know if I've got it here still. Let me have a look. It's probably in... I've got a tin next to me full of stuff. This is my old tin of stuff. I've got everything from my D&D dice from like 30 years ago. I still use those from time to time. So I think, there we go, it's still in pieces. I stripped all the paint off it because I was going to remodel it. It's really, really heavy. I don't know if we can see this. Hold on. Excuse the banging and crashing. Hold on. Yeah, so this is an old, oh, there we go, full screen. So this is a really old, focus, Dragon Ogre miniature. It's still made of lead and stuff. So this guy here that goes on like that. See if I can focus closer. Come on, camera, focus closer. Don't think the autofocus is quite close enough for it, but there you can see the gist of the model there. It's a really nice one, but it's really, really heavy. So I'd like to actually repaint that properly one day. One day. Now I better wash my hands because it's obviously got lead on it. Hold on one moment. I'll go back to that. I'll just give my hands a wash and then I'll come back. Oh, there we go, we're back. Back we go. Okay, what did I miss? Oh, we sold some greater flasks of the currants. That's a good start. Don't try this at home, wash your brushes. Been tempted to sculpt my own model and get it printed. Could be a cool project. Yeah, definitely. Definitely a good idea, Edwards, definitely. Too much focus on the beard. Do I have any transmog groups for TSM? I tend to be very simple when it comes to my transmog. I'll use something like DB Region Market Average and literally just throw anything that's over a certain price, like 1,000 gold, into that group and sell things. I don't tend to specifically go for transmog. I'm getting a load of sales here at the moment. Let's have a look. At the moment, this is Alchemy, just since we've been talking here at the moment. So, Abyssal Healing Potions, Greater Flask of the Currents, Flask of the Undertow, Potion of Unbridled Fury, Superior Battle, Potion of Agility. All of this is sold, literally, in the last sort of half an hour whilst we've been chatting, which is fantastic. Let me just see if there's anything more I can post on out of my stock, and then we'll move on to another character, as we've been digressing on all sorts tonight. It's been great fun chatting so far. Do I share any of my TSM groups for import? I certainly do, Albin. Silent Mouse has just posted the paste bin above you there. It is raid night, exactly. So it's a good time to be posting things on. So let's get a few more of those on that we do have a stock of. This won't re-go for another. How long have we got left on here? Doesn't tell me when I can redo it. On that one, because I've got the potion, a different potion on me. Let me just have a look. Which one is it? Is it this one? Continuous curing. We've still got another 34 minutes left on that one. So we might have to come back to that, see if we can get another stab at it. Post it as you hit enter. That's someone who can anticipate it, yeah. 24k gold in 30 minutes, chat on. Exactly. That's a good time to be doing it. Let's look at our other characters, because our other characters have got expired auctions, so we need to make sure these are posted on. Inscription being another good one for sales. So let's go through this one. So we've had, what have we had? About 40 odd thousand on alchemy, about 60 odd thousand on tailoring and enchanting. So let's have a look how inscription has done for the week. This is all for basically the last few days since Thursday. This isn't the whole week. We have 12,000 on inscription, mainly war scrolls from the looks of things. See if anything else comes in here. Let's move that across a little bit. And we've got Tome of the Quiet Mind, Uncanny Etched Vessel for 5,000, and War Scrolls of Fortitude and Intellect. So 12,000 is very nice for not a full set of inscription, but just a decent amount anyway. So we'll take that lot. We'll post all of this lot on. Lots of guilds on Shadowsong Raging tonight. It does seem to be, definitely. What can I say? I am the best mouse in the house. Yeah, most definitely Silent Mouse. Right, let's post all of this lot on. Let's go through all of this. Get the contracts on. A lot of those contracts are below minimum price because I haven't got the full reputation and rank 3s on those. As soon as you get all those glyphs, you'll be going to be rolling inscription gold. Yes, I would really like to get the glyphs going. What I'm going to have to do is make a list of glyphs to get and how to get them, and then systematically go through getting them. I think is going to be my best next option for that. So that's going to be something for my Miro board. I think I'll just start listing it all out and what I need to get on that front. So let's just have a look at everything and then see if we need to restock. So go across here. Let's clear this queue. Go to my groups and restock. Okay, so it's mainly war scrolls. We have everything we need, so let's start crafting. It needs to do that like soon, most definitely. Would the add-on all the things help you on that front? It might do actually, Doc Otter. I am slightly wary about all the things. I've seen Kuhn do it, and I've seen how much time he spends on all the things. And I know Mushy does a lot with all the things, and I could see it being an incredible black hole of things to get, certainly. But yeah, all the things would probably give me an idea. I could probably just start searching for, if I go, here's an idea. I don't know how much this is possible. If I go for recipes unlearned for inscription, if I do a shopping search, recipe usable, if I do so a / recipe / use, I don't know if this would work, usable / inscription, would search for any recipes that I don't have that are on the auction house. Obviously you can't buy everything on the auction house. In fact, that's all there is at the moment. That's because I don't have any of the previous expansion inscription things, so I need to level up my inscription, all the different expansions as well. So there's more I need to do on that front, so it's probably not the best way to do it. Obviously we could buy Gift of Lavish Servings for 110,000, but that's quite expensive. Nag Family, thank you very much for the follow. Start running the research projects each day. Oh yes, there's the research ones which you just keep popping them out, isn't there? From Draenor Research as well, isn't there? Yeah, there's a lot of this will be buying on pickup, so this isn't necessarily the best opportunity for looking for things on inscription. Legion glyphs you can get in a few hours, buy from the vendor, and some drops. Okay, but not all, but some good ones. Yeah, so let's have a look. We could have a look at that, certainly. Okabeth, thank you very much for the follow. You can do more than one a day, but gathering materials is a drudge. But once a day is nice, slow progress. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Time sink is the word you're looking for. Yes, definitely derpalicious when it comes to all the things. So yeah, there's definitely options here when it comes to looking up what I can do with the glyphs. Let's get these war scrolls on. Hopefully we can get a few sales of these. Let that run through. You went through the Unlearn tab and slowly went through, only missing the BFA raid ones now, the ones from the Seat of the Triumvirate. Okay, that's a pretty good way to go through it, definitely. Oh, that reminds me, I need to take the bin out tonight. What's my opinion on map flipping on high population servers? Are all worth it? It seems so flooded and undercuts constantly. I would say that's definitely an option. You need to know your markets quite well. Know what the baseline average for that material is on your server, and whenever you see it go below that average consistently, then buy those cheap ones and then reset the average back up to what you know works more steadily over time. I've seen many other gold makers use that method to make lots and lots of gold, so it's certainly possible. But have a look at the Undermine journal, see what the prices are on average for your server over time. So we've done everything here, so let's move on to our next character. So it's about 12,000 on there. Let's go have a look on Earthen, and we can have a look here. Reset average by posting higher, you mean? You can, but basically if you manage to buy it for below average and then you reset it to the average price, then you know that's a reasonable average price and will get a consistent sale. You could try and reset it higher. It all depends on the prices and the quantity available, certainly. John's back, thank you very much for the follow. Doing the jelly farming on your druid, but the scribe is a pally. Need to farm on the pally then. Oh, there's that for the bee for something. Fierce boy, thank you very much for the follow. Mini resets work. As a skinner, for example, if I go to sell coarse leather and sell them at 4 gold, you'll buy them up and repost your own stacks for like 6 to 7. Yeah, that's a very good example, as Will said there. I know it works, certainly. Right, lots of expires here, so let's deal with those. We do have a few sales, Drums of Fury being one of them. Today's a very good day for you, Lady Daisy. You had to do it on your monk when you got the mount on your druid. Aha, right, okay. I haven't got the mount yet myself. Right, so what else do we have here? More drum sales, coarse leather gauntlets and pauldrons. Shimmer scale pauldrons and greaves, and coarse leather greaves. So someone's been buying just a few different pieces of leatherworking items. No uncanny sales at all there though, so just 10,000 gold. That's very interesting. Maybe from that I might need to start looking at setting my uncanny gear to be just without variations. I'm going to post it with variations for the moment though, because just give it another run at least, see if I can get some more sales. You then keep buying the undercuts if they pop up. It depends on how long and how much you want to invest, really, and it depends how much below they are. Rather than buying all the undercuts, if people are posting at the same price, you can just literally post maybe 200 at a time up, so that you're not posting all in one go. But yeah, as Will says, it depends on how many, definitely. Yeah, I think having inscription on a mage would be a good idea for that very reason, I think. Didn't Blizz say that drums from WoD will be nerfed coming to Shadowlands? They did indeed, so I'm happy to get any sales I can at the moment, certainly. I think it's a question of just knowing how many sell on your server, basically. So we've got all of that. That's all posted on. In terms of restocking, we're probably okay. I'm probably just going to be a whole load of drums, I imagine. Let's have a quick look here. I'll run through this. Yeah, 100 drums of fury we need to make. I need 500 raw B-side. We've got 380. Let's just check the prices. I managed to get a decent amount before. They're up to 5 gold 55. And there's only 54 of them on. Now obviously we can get them ourselves. I purchased 29,000 of them over time for an average of 345, so 555. I will leave till not the weekend's time, and someone will post them on at another time, which is fine for me for the moment, but I will make some Drums of Fury. I can at least make Drums of Fury. I can at least make 76 of them, so I'll make those and then see what happens there. Well, info token stopping. Yes, that's right, Jack. Actually, it's I can't remember his name. Has stopped the site. Yeah, found the reasoning being it no longer sparked joy for him, which is a very valid reason, basically. Oh, got card stats here. Since December, opened 340,000 cards, total value of 1.6 million, average of 4,673. Average is down 5 silver left last week, but still keeping consistent. Very nice, Dressing Rose. Did you get your laptop averages sorted out? I know you're going to try something different on that one. Then sent the technique over to your main scribe. Ah, right, okay, you did it that way around. Yeah, it sells nicely. I got a feeling I might end up buying it if I wanted it. In that case, might drop Enchanting on your mate. It depends on how much you've gone into Enchanting. I'd always be wary about. Oh, you're still leveling it. Okay, so that's fine. Yeah, I'll be wary about dropping it if it's something you've invested some time into. Or I think I might actually just level a mage and get them inscription as well. Reset Greater Flask of the Fathoms, bought 300 at 423 average, selling at 650 to 699 average. Very nice, Cow King. Hopefully you'll get some decent sales with that. Going to level a Nightborn Mage and do the same with my Scribe. Yeah, that's a good idea. I want to get some more allied races, certainly. And can Shaman get their own glyphs only they can craft as well? Ooh, that could be interesting. Sells about 9 to 10k gold, costs hardly anything to make, so maybe one every 3 to 4 days. That's a good amount, definitely. The Glyph of Flickering. Ah, okay. Very specialist then. But then that's very good. You've got your niche right there. Just over half of them sold. Oh, fantastic. And you're increasing the price by not quite double, but at least another 50%, certainly. Every class has a unique one. Wow. Every class of everyone in an inscription. That will be taking alts very far if you're going to do that one. Blem, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. Lovely to have you here. Just buy the mats craft. We'll just buy the mats and craft for sale and profit. Pretty much awesome. I don't do a lot of farming myself, unless sometimes I will go out, and I used to get a lot of shadow silk and ember silk cloth when I needed it, because it was just simply too pricey on my server and I knew how to get those. Fascus Dwarf, thank you for stopping by. I hope you're doing well. I'll make gold for that Mage Table glyph, but I have to say that was a rather rude move to Blizzard's part to take it from them like that. How do they take it from them? I don't know the background of it. Because it's sellable, is that what you mean? Let me just post this lot on. 35 gold average. Price is 17 gold to 18 gold profit. Let's post those on. We'll leave that at the moment. Okay, laptop card clipping stats, 19,000. It's nearly 20,000. So clean data for flipping. So the average is a lot higher, 5.67. It says that you might as well sell the greens because reflipping is about the same value in the end, getting slightly better, but it's time spent could be used on leveling alts to get more cards made instead. Okay, that's an interesting take on it, definitely, Drizzling Rose. It was an appearance they already had. They removed the look of the table and turned it into a glyph. Oh, really? Oh, I didn't realise that. Yeah, that does seem a shame. Right, we're done. We're done here. I posted those on. So let's log out and go over to blacksmithing. Effectively sold it back to the players. Yeah, I could see how that would be frustrating. Definitely, if you have something and it's taken away from you. Certainly. and it's one of the most expensive glyphs. Yeah. Right, let's have a look at what we've got here. Where am I? I'm in the blacksmithing area, of course. Let's go round to the mailbox. We could fly over, but we won't. We'll run round, and then we'll check the mailbox. Got a load of expires. Reasonable number of sales though, 41,000 for blacksmithing. So similar to alchemy in terms of number of sales and amount. In terms of profit, it's probably better than alchemy. Without knowing the exact figures of how much I spent, I wouldn't be able to say, but I've got a gut feeling because Zenithid does take a large portion of my alchemy profits. I've got a feeling this is much better in terms of profits. There's very few of these, and even though I haven't got all the rank 3s on them as well, 41,000 in sales. So we've got a decent amount here. So let's take those. Cutlasses, spellblades, shields and whatnot from there. Mainly weapons and things then, it seems. So let's post this lot on. How are we doing for gold? 201,000 gold on this character. So everyone seems to have about 200,000 gold. As always, I have so much to do, so behind. I know the feeling exactly. I'll only never take a break from most of an expansion ever again. Yeah, I know it's hard, Will, definitely. 5,006,000 gold. Fantastic, Morris. Congratulations. Are you going to go and buy your brute sword straight away? I sincerely hope you will. But congratulations on getting enough gold for your brute sword. Oops, that was the wrong one. Have a whole load of brute swords in chat and a few samurai bobs thrown in by mistake. Congratulations. No, you won't. You're going to hold on for a little bit longer. Zin crashed from 30 gold to 11 gold a couple of weeks ago on your server. Ouch. And that's on Ravencrest, is it? That's Gumdrop's old server. Make an event for your friends that supported me. Oh, that's a lovely thing to do, Morris. Well, almost got there, Jack. You just got the neck. Right, so we've got all of that collected up. Everything posted on. Let's do a quick restock check. We may not have enough to restock everything, but let's have a look. So blacksmithing, restock, so shield, spellblade, polearm, deck pounder and cutlass. We need 25 expulsum. We only have 3 on us, so we'd have to do a bit of a bracer shuffle to get a few of those. I will leave that for the moment. I'll have to come back to that during the week sometime. Make some more tie through bracers. There's nothing I think at the moment world quest wise that's going to give me expulsum by the looks of things in terms of rewards. I imagine this is the same. Yeah, nothing there either. There's like 70 gold on your server. There are currently, is that 1 gold? Hold on, I missed a few others. Came back 2 weeks ago from a 9-month break and it feels like you missed a whole expansion. So much to catch up on. Yeah, there is a lot that's happened, definitely. Bounced way back up to 13 gold on Throb. Anquita's ballooned from 32 to 65. Oh, that's pretty nice. Jorgo, thank you very much for using your Prime. That's so kind of you. Oh, give up, Jack. Yeah, I think that was a bit of a mess, that one. Chat's moving way too fast for tonight for that. But thank you, Jorgo, for your support. Welcome on board. I hope you're doing well. Let's have a whole lot of emotes for you to use as you will. Thank you very much indeed. When is the brute sword officially going away? Now, I wasn't able to get official confirmation from anyone who knows, but there is speculation whether it's either going to be pre-patch or when Shadowlands itself releases. We don't know exactly. My gut feeling says when Shadowlands exactly releases, but others have thought that it might be when pre-patch comes out, so it all depends on your opinion and how you read the wording when Shadowlands goes live, which is the wording that Blizzard used. Maybe we'll find out some more once the June the 9th announcement comes and they talk a little bit more about Shadowlands and things like that. You didn't play most of the Legion, just got started doing the secret things. Turns out the assaults broke the Una questline. Oh, really? That's unfortunate. So how can you get past it? Most changes comes with the pre-patch. Yeah, because I think will they do the level squish then at pre-patch? I wonder. The blue post says no workaround at the moment. Oh, that's unfortunate. Right, so we're done here. We're not going to restock on these, so let's swap over and just check Nadamas very briefly. So we're just going through here and doing a quick alchemy daily cooldown and a quick vendor flip. Don't want to take risks with the release. I can probably see the reasoning behind that. I would like it to be less than that. I'd like it to be when Shadowlands actually releases to give people a little bit more time. So sales this week 2,700 simply from selling anchorweed and a few other like nylon thread and Major's frothy coffee and some distilled water. So just doing a vendor flip on those. 2,700. Not too bad. Let's do an alchemy cooldown whilst we're here. So we'll take that, create that one, and then we'll open that bag up, and then we'll go and post this lot on. Same with eye level, it dropped in pre-patch. Yes, it did, didn't it? So here we go. So let's go auctioning, run a post scan with the things we have. Anchorweed going for 75 gold, that's a good price. I'll take anchorweed at that price. Zimpao, how are you? Can I go over how to remove and import into TSM? You no longer lead it, you're overlooking it, I know. To remove and import in TSM. So did you import it into a group? Do you want to import the group or the operations or something like that? My guess would be, I don't know for sure, I literally just sold that anchorweed at 75 gold. I only just posted it on. So you could, if you had say like a group like here, you've got the trash can here for deleting it, something like that would be the way I would do it. Vendor sell everything. So I just hit the trash button and that would remove it, I believe. The operations probably have their own trash icon as well for deleting them. They do. So you could go through the individual operations and delete them that way as well. Venom GTS, thank you for the follow. Why is anchorweed going up? I'm not sure exactly. But I'm glad that it is. My guess would be less people are probably farming it. Maybe more people are focusing on Zenithid, and so Zenithid's going down whilst anchorweed's going up, perhaps. There was a whole load of bans. There was a ban wave going out, wasn't there? A lot of people used a hotkey net, I believe it was. You think you were the one buying the anchors? Were you, Pegas? Let's have a look. My auctions, anchorweed, doesn't tell me who bought it at this point. I'll have to wait for it to come in and then I'll see it. But yeah, that's 675 gold there and 75 gold there. Yeah, I'm not sure about the exact reasons with the hotkey net ones, because I know I'm not sure how it can get used. So I know Drizzling Rose, you used it for a little while, didn't you? But you could see how it could be used to use more than one action. It's supposed to be one click, one action. If it says Stroxy after it was me, okay, I'll have to try and remember that one and have a look. You're still using it, Mecha? Yeah, I mean, I believe it's too easy for it to program to default. I guess if Blizzard can find out a difference between it, they can, certainly. There we go. Jack's got a link for you. You can script auto stuff, yeah. I've not used it myself, so I have no idea how these things work. Right, looking at my auctions, I need to just see if I need to vendor buy anything. I'll just pick up the nylon thread and distilled water. So we'll take that lot and we'll post that back on. 1, 2, there we go. IS Boxer for the win. Yeah, as far as I know, IS Boxer's been fine so far, because it's specifically for that purpose. Right, we're done here. So we'll jump off this character. Let's have a look at Feng Shui. Me and my wife are in the middle of doing the Draenor opening scenario, which is quite interesting. And then let's check Bridget, who is in Dalaran at the moment. It is money, yes. You do have to pay for a subscription fee, certainly. Yeah, me and my wife have been playing during my off stream times, and we're doing really well together. Just going through leveling up very casually. It's very fragmented. I like what they're doing with Shadowlands, because at the moment we barely touched Pandaria, and then we've moved straight into Warlords of Draenor. We're already like level 92, and we haven't even left the opening scenario of Warlords of Draenor, so it seems like we'll be flying through that, and then we'll barely touch Legion, and then we'll be into BFA proper. I probably won't have enough for that Doc Otter. I don't have enough gold. I've got probably about 1 million on all of my characters combined. So I would have to do quite a bit of gold making to get myself into that position in the time I've got. Yeah, leveling through a single expansion is what I'd be really looking forward to. Going through each expansion, doing every zone, even if you're out level, so you can experience the story, has been really nice. I mean, it's something I would like to do in Shadowlands, because it's going to be more designed for it, certainly. Thanks for the hi, Darkwing Mum earlier. She smelled. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, the leveling path these days is weird. Totally agree with them changing it up. Yeah, I definitely agree. So we have a few random sales here. 85 gold. Some Major Oil, Peace Bloom, Swift Thistle, Earthroot and Raptor eggs. So that's a nice little addition to the end. We're at 3,297. Just selling stuff that we sell as we level up. Got a few different things here we could probably just sell because we've got heirlooms anyway. That feat is an upgrade, so we'll take that. We'll vendor those 3. We've also got, let me just move this over, then I can move that over, then move that back, and then I can just sell this armour. Get myself there, consumable, we'll just sell that, and we'll sell the healing potion. We need to open that up. So most of that we'll just post on. Run a post scan of all of that. Just mass sell, just throw it all on for the moment. We're doing it because he's never played before, so he wants to experience each expansion. Not the best time efficiency wise, but we're enjoying it. Exactly, do what you find fun. First and foremost, definitely. Sold a fishing rod the other day for 700 gold. Very nice, Kenny's Golden. I love those little vendor sales from time to time. Although it's supposedly able to do 1 to 60 in 5 hours, optimised in Shadowlands. I think they'll fix that. That's very quick, isn't it? 5 hours is very, very quick. Hayley Spain, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. And Teku, thank you for the follow. What class should your last 2 alts be? That was a trick question. Of course they're going to be monks. Are you sure, Drizzling Rose? Maybe you might want to make something different just for the end. Your prediction for Shadowlands: more people will play, and the reason will be because of the new introduction gameplay mode. The new players will get a full tutorial, and with the level squish, you'll look less like a mountain to get max level. So more new players. I would love that to happen, Jack. Definitely more casual players. Most definitely would be something very nice, I think. Histo keeps breaking the record on Alpha. Yeah, I've seen that on the Wowhead post, just going through and breaking it. I think it's down to 4 hours or something like that at the moment. Yeah, it did under 4 hours. I saw the Jalen's got the comment there. More casual players equals more gold. Exactly, Scaling Gaming. Couldn't agree more. Okay, so we're done with Bridget. Bridget's got very simple here. I'll just need to open up those. I've got a lockbox here, actually. We can deal with that. We need to open up the Winterfin. Oh, we can't open that one, actually. Probably contains something good, but Winterfin won't take it unless it's unopened. Oh, right, okay. That's fair enough. We'll just vendor that one then. I'm going to mail that to Samadan though. We're going to take that lockbox and send that over to Samadan. You can have that one and open it. There we go. That's easy enough. Hope not many social players don't buy flasks and stuff. I hope more raiding people. Well, you never know, Jack. I've started raiding now, so maybe we'll set a trend and get more people raiding. If I can do it, anyone can do it. Right. Okay, we're done. We're done with all the characters in terms of was that a new backdrop? Are you looking at the planet one? Is it the same as the one I've got on my own desktop background? Are we talking this one? It's like that. My own desktop planet background. Oh, you meant my camera. Yes, this is I'm now upstairs, and I'm actually on a real life chair. Rather than on the carpet, which is a shame really, because I really liked sitting downstairs. But this is since I've been working from home. We've changed that. Flat Earthers, yes, it looks round. But I don't use the flask. This is very true, Jack. I don't. I've changed. I've definitely changed. Although if I'm going to be thought for ages they need to merge more realms to have 3 connected and still low. They need to do more for population. I would love to see Canius Goblin. I would love to see a faction merge more than anything else, because obviously there's so many people that raid and are just horde, and then there's so many people that do other things that want to be alliance, and then there are those that want to be able to play both. And I think it would be much nicer if we did. In terms of what I'm actually going to do here in this front, I've got 2 choices. I can do a little bit of levelling here on there is no Cookie and no Oreo, which is a shame. Oreo would definitely be by my side if I was downstairs. Now he's mainstream. Exactly. So choices here for the rest of the evening. I've got Bridget, who is 75. Try doing a little bit more levelling there. Currently in Dalaran. Let's just go in here for the moment. It's Warcraft, not Lovecraft. Indeed, though, but the game has evolved so much since its original inception. I mean, there is still plenty of PvE Warcraft to be done, and those that want War Mode still can. I mean, the fact that you can toggle War Mode on and off at the moment is kind of like testament to that. So I would love to see the choice to be able to turn factions on and off. Definitely, I would like to see that in a future thing. Let's go have a look what we do have here quest-wise. I'm not sure where I'm at the moment. Where is Azeroth Autopilot wanting to take me? Off in this direction at the moment. Where have we got? Do quest parts, hand those in. I wonder where that is. Borean Tundra, I think you're looking at the moment there. And we've also got allies in Dalaran, Magical Kingdom of Dalaran, so we might as well hand those in whilst I'm here. So I was trying to fly on my Brutosaur then, that wasn't going to work. Let's just swap that over. Where alliances happen between Horde and Alliance times throughout the storyline. Exactly. At least the auction house is merged, and that's a benefit. Yes, definitely, that's true. Without factions, how do you fit in that into the story? So much of WoW's story revolves around the different ideologies of the 2 factions. Its current storyline does, but there's been so much cooperation between the factions as well, because in Legion everyone was together. So there's no reason why at different times we can't make use of the factions coming together. Boring should get you to about 78 with all the quests. Yeah, it's definitely easy enough to do. Let's go here and back again. When it's camping, yeah, that is the problem, definitely, I'd agree. We need to go out and around. Is it around? Hold on. Yes, it is around. Let's go around this way. Around this side. In we go, and that in. Then we can make our way outside. Horde and Alliance War always have panic button for Blizzard. If things go bad, push the button simply. Yeah, it does seem to be a bit like that. Right, let's just have a look where we want to go here. Allies in Dalaran, let's do that. I won't pick up anything new at this point. Start players off like Pandaria Factionless. Oh, it looks like we might have a cookie coming up in a moment. Just having a sniff around. Only happens when there's outside threats, so we can go back to hating each other. This is true. My crazy got plans for tomorrow, leveling 84 to 90 by only farming ghost animals. I've done it myself. Silent Mouse, it's definitely good. Come on, cookies, up you come. Let's have a cookie at least. We can't have an Oreo, but we can have a cookie. Hold on, let me just swap over to Cookie Cam. You can just about see her. Hold on. Get around this way, Cookie. There we go. We have a cookie. Cookie's come to say hello. Just going to stand on the keyboard in a minute. There we go. There she is. The Postman's Off quest line, I think you get the throne room. Yes, definitely. There's always an out throughout it. Every expansion leads to that. Early on doesn't seem like it. Mop and BFA. Yeah. ASMR purr. Yeah, she's not a very loud purrer, not compared to Oreo. Oreo's got the deepest purr I've ever heard in a cat. But we at least have a cookie with us for the moment. There we go. Instead of war mode, you have peace mode. Yeah, I would like that. I would certainly like that. Because there's plenty to do in the PvE environment, certainly. Right, I'm going to go over here. I need to go inside here somewhere. Let's go down this way and speak here. Oh, speak to the innkeeper. And Cookie is just... she's not sure where to sit at the moment. She hasn't got anywhere specific to sit at this point. So let's just go off. I guess we could go to... where are we? We are wanting me to go down to Dragonblight. Liquid Fire of Elune. We've still got Nexus stuff here. Drake Hunt over here. But let's follow this route and see where it takes me. Having both faction able to mix in Nyalotha would have been so much fun. Yeah, it would have been, definitely. Like the man saying, all we are saying is give peas a chance. It's going to be really interesting seeing my Horde Goldmaker counterparts in Shadowland Main City, watching the undercutting battles in live. Right, where are we headed? Right, we're headed over this way. Get the flight point all the way over here, 2,000 yards. Because we're more casual in terms of PvE, but there's a huge disproportion between Alliance and Horde in the raiding and Mythic Plus scene. Yes, there is a huge difference. Because we're casual, I think you see a lot more Alliance players. Let's just go numlock for this. Just let that go through. Kind of wish your Nyalotha would have been an actual raid instead of just a zone rather than just a raid. Yeah, that would have been nice. Player versus gold. Oh, right, I see. But you need all the ghost iron ores. Well, that's fair enough, definitely. You play both Horde and Alliance, can confirm Taramil is mad for PvE. Tomorrow I think I'll level a bit. Yep, definitely worth doing. Might as well get those alts up. So we're headed over this way, it would seem. Rifle the bodies, liquid fire of a loon. Oh yes, we did have these quests over here. I remember now. Now that we've got Katie stamp whistle, it will make this whole thing easier, posting things on. Let's go around this way. I mean, at 75, we're doing okay, I think. I am enjoying playing a hunter. Definitely suits my play style. Now that we've got 2 pets as well, we did that last time. Right, 300 yards, head down this way. It says get the flight point actually, this is probably missing where we are from the actual quest itself. Let's just find what the flight point is, because it may ask me to actually fly, which has done that before and ended up missing things. So let's just have a look. There we go. Let's get the flight point. Get the flight point, pick up quest. Is that enough? Loot dead mage hunters for the plans. Right, okay, here we go. Go this way. You've got 8 hours of the monk XP buff. You bought the Brutal. Oh, Morris, congratulations. That's fantastic. Do we need to pick this one up? Loot dead mage hunters for the plans. I'm thinking we need to pick this one up. And then we've got frozen herb here. We can do that. Dead mage hunters. Okay, here we go. It's like, I like that it marks them for you. That's really nice. So congratulations, Moritz. That's absolutely fantastic. I have a whole load of long boys in the chat for you. Congratulations on getting that. That's absolutely amazing. How do you feel? Free. I can imagine. Right, we're looking for dead things here. So let's go through these. Nothing there. There's another one around the other side. Oh, I went the wrong way. I've forgotten to go backwards then forwards. Oh, it almost worked, Jack. It almost worked. Alright, let's see if we can find some more bodies over here. It's kind of in this area. There's some more down here. Everyone helped you with tips and comments. You're more than welcome, alright? Let's go through here. There's another one over here. Alright, let's try this again. Go backwards and then run in this direction. It kind of works. Mage Hunter personal effects, but nothing. Let's see what Mage Hunter had on them. Binds when picked up Mage Hunter personal effects. Oh, actually we need to open them. Hold on. Torn robes. Torn robes. Ah, there we go. That would have been easier if I'd opened the bags. There we go. Anyone know how server hopping works? If we can figure out how to get to the same server, we should all meet with Brutal Souls at the end of BFA. That would be fantastic, Justin Rose. I think if you make groups, you can all be in the same one together. Is there a way to see total purchases by item in TSM? I believe the ledger should do that for you. If you go into your ledger here, under total purchases, so if you look at expenses and you filter by item, say Tide Spray linen, and search for that, then I've got, if I click on that, then I get a Tide Spray linen purchase data, 2.5 million gold on tie spray linen. Average price of 5 gold 29, and I've bought 478,000. I probably shouldn't have looked at that. That's a lot. That's a lot of tie spray linen. I'll just close that down again. Good making 110 trials on the same server. Oh, that's another idea actually. If server hopping doesn't work, that's a lovely idea. Custom raid and Kota and Garage, that allows mounts. Must be 2 of us on the same server with a horde or alliance each, would be the coolest thing. Yeah, definitely. Spent 30 million on Xenonthid since 8.3. Yeah, I imagine I've got a large amount of sales on. What do we need to do? Blue Dragonflight Forces at Mooncrest Gardens. Do we need to kill these? Yeah, I need to get one of those. Mooncrest Stalker. Both are beasties with us. Okay, we just need to kill 15 of these. Oh, that's a load of them here. Do all of those, there we go. Forgot that I lost all info from TSM, so I only got 381,000 spent on Tide Spray. But that's in the last month only. Yeah, that's a lot in 1 month, definitely. In the past week you spent 3.9 million on Tide Spray. Okay, that's a lot, Comcake. That is a lot. Pressing the wrong buttons here. Or level 20 allied race on an RP realm with no phasing there. That's another good idea. There's certainly options. Malforian, thank you very much for the follow. Let's get a few of these in, I think. See if we can get 3 at once. It's probably overdoing it. Let's try jumping back a little bit. Disengage. Might have to heal my bear pest a little bit here. Let's do that one, as that's got a shield on. There we go. Managed to get 3 in one go. Get a little bit of frostweave cloth at the same time. And need to find some more. They're over this side. There's loads of them all up on the edges. Let's go round this end a little bit here. Then we can do these here and then work our way over that side for another 4 over that way. Malforian, thank you very much for using your Prime. That's so kind of you. Thank you for your support. Really is appreciated. Welcome on board. I have a whole load of emotes. Thank you very much indeed. And I'm trying gold making on an RP server that isn't Argent Dawn on EU side. Still looking for a new realm for your hordes. That's an interesting one actually. How many RP realms are there? I only really know of Argent Dawn. Oh, there we go. Any chances come in. There we go. That one. Class trial and scout auction house prices. Yeah, that's a good idea. Commander Bond. Starting to getting annoyed at people undercutting it on Gloom Dust. For the love of green Jesus, understand how the auction house works. You'll never. The thing is, it all depends. You never know what reasons other people might have for posting at their prices. There could be a very good reason they're posting at a certain price, and it may be just for them. That's a good price for them to sell it at. They're all connected to other RP realms. 3 of them, the old 5 RP realms, are also connected. Oh, really? After you get your longboy, you're going to expand to other servers. That's a good idea. Diversification is definitely a good plan. Right, we're here. I almost thought that was another mob, but it's a horde player, so I better get out of here. as I have got wall mode on at the moment. Whoops, that poor fire mace just fell off the cliff. Not quite. That kind of worked, Edwards. Almost certainly. Alright, go and do this, take that, pick up that, then move on around here. Arcanimous Slain. Okay, we can do that one. Okay, Game Cat, thanks ever so much for stopping by. Have a great rest of your evening. Right, I guess we need to jump down here. And we'll do it from the tops here. Can't quite see what's going on, but it seems okay at the moment. Oh, he's shrunk down, that makes things a lot easier. A little bit of healing here would do wonders. Oh, the bear's actually got a shield, that's nice. Okay. Yeah, you did it, Jack. Not sure about the head choice, but it worked. Depends on when you get the long boy and how long the work from home continues. I get that feeling, certainly. Hold on, my camera's gone down since Cookie's gone. Let me just move that back up, so we're not just looking at my Star Wars t-shirt. Let's go over this way. There we go. Zenith is a slice 8, holds 2,000 already. Oh, fantastic. Alright. Blighted Elk's Corpse and Rabid Grizzly's Corpse cleansed. There we go. It is a nice t-shirt. It's a nice retro one. This one. Actually, it's not QWERTY, it's shirts, I think, Darkwing. Shirt. Ooh, hold on. Hold on. Let's do shirts, I think. Plural. I think plural does it. Or is it t-shirts? Hold on. Can't remember my own commands. There we go. T-shirts from QWERTY. If you are interested in getting a QWERTY t-shirt and you haven't used them before, then that referral link gives me a free t-shirt whenever I order a t-shirt. So it's a little bit extra. Allows me to buy a few more in bulk. Right, cleanse corpses, blighted rabid grizzlies. Hold on, there's a blighted elk. Let's do one of these. So we kill it. So the spiders aren't included in this. So I have to leave the spiders. I'll do the elk, and then we'll target that and cleanse it. There we go. Just avoid the spiders. Let's just do the elks. There we go. Do that. They are very good. They're very good quality. I can attest to that. They last a good while with multiple washes because they use the 3-color printing technique rather than like the digital printing technique. So ooh, we missed that one. That ambusher definitely came up quickly. There we go. And then we need to cleanse the corpse of this one. Alright, let's go up here. We can see there's something in here. It looks like a herb. I'll pick that up. Oh, I haven't got anything for faster herbing at the moment. That'll take a long time. I'll take that, or cleanse that. You like the hoodies yourself? Yes, definitely, Zimpo. I still haven't looked at other options in terms of colours and things. Alright, what else have we got? Grizzlies. We haven't got any grizzlies. We've got lots of spiders. And you have ambushers. How big is this area? Just around here somewhere. Rabid Grizzly's Corpse. Let's have a look. There's a stag. An elk, rather. There we go. After levelling a lot with the buff, it'll be a long time before levelling in the Shadowlands. Yeah, there's going to be a big difference, isn't it? There we go, we've got that, and then we'll pop that down. Still looking for these grizzlies somewhere. I'm hoping they'll be maybe a little bit further in. Are we inside? Which side do we need to be in? Oh, this has got the... We did find some grizzlies around this area, I seem to remember. Oh, yeah, it is further north. Okay, there's a grizzly, just saw one. Oh, here we go, lots here. This is the place to be. We can do multiple ones at the same time. There we go. Don't have 7th Legion tokens to buy XP potions? No, I don't actually. I completely used mine up on my other characters. Chris, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. Lovely to have you here. QWERTY has them as well. They do actually, don't they? I have not actually tried a QWERTY hoodie. That is a good shout. Let's just heal up this one, then we can do that. Go through there. Very easy in Shadowlands. I'm going to be burnt out on the old zones. We level remains to 60 first. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to want... Oh, I need to actually cleanse these. Wrong way. Let's run over this way. Forgot to cleanse these ones. And then we can do these. And then we can do that one. There we go. Those are the elks done. We just need to find ourselves some more grizzlies, which look like they're all around this area. There's one. Might have to take... Let's just move over this way a little bit. Don't want to add in extra aggro. Oh, we did get the extra aggro. No problem, we'll just carry on with this and carry on with that. You don't have any 7th Legion pots either, sad times. Yeah, I guess that I don't get them that quickly. That's the main issue for me. Tempted to flip anchor wheat in your realm. It's a interesting idea. Oh, that's interesting. They're all electrified for some reason. There's a bear over here. We can do this one. You can find these. Less than 50 gold each now. So what is the average on your server? Have a look at them on the Undermined Journal. There we go, we've leveled up. Up to 76. There is a Blizzard stream or something on the 9th, I think, so they might announce the date. Yes, definitely. We can go this way, I think. See that there? Let me just try jumping backwards and then running. Where was that bear? There it is, around behind the tree. There we go, that's a bit easier. Thank you, Silent Mouse. We're not too far now, so let's just finish this quest line off. We'll do this, cleanse this, and then find one more bear. Then we can head back. There it is. And then we'll be able to finish up quite nicely and collect that, cleanse that, and get ourselves into a nice safe spot, which is over here. In Star's Rest. There we go. And we can leave ourselves parked here. We can do our selling and bits and pieces and get ourselves into a great position after that. So I think I'll probably... Let's just pick up these quests first. I'll be finishing up in a moment. Let's just go through all of that. Pick up those. Yeah, with an interview with one of the developers, Ian or something. Yeah, definitely. You just got recognised in-game for the first time. That felt cool. Oh, excellent, Justin Rose. That's fantastic. Leveled your warrior to 120 today, already at 404 eye level. Very nice. No rings quest though, so 200 eye level rings. Time walking gives nice gear. For goal purposes, 700k away from the longbow. That's very close, Chris. Very close indeed. Doing long time investments for sky columns. That's really good. You're famous now, Justin Rose. There is no rested XP here, absolutely canniest. We currently have just about enough of a level of rested XP at the moment. I mean, the nearest place at this point, I'm not sure exactly. The problem with Northrend is it's just so large, more than anything else. I mean, yes, we could go to Dalaran. That's not too far to go down here. But I'll probably leave it at that point. I don't think I'm too concerned about the rested XP at this point. No problem, Lizelle. And Will, I'll... don't forget us when you're a celebrity. No problem. Thank you everyone for being here on the stream. I really, really enjoyed your company. It was lovely to chat through lots of... let's just move that down a little bit more. Lots of gold making and things like that today. So I'm really glad you are all here. Let's have a look and see if we can throw a host on over. Who do we have on? We have the usual crew, it would seem, I would say. I think we will do... I think we'll do Arnota. I think, yes. Let's send some love over to Arnota, who is doing some gold making. We'll keep the gold making theme, certainly. So let's go over and /raid Arnota 42. There we go. Knew it. No problem. So thank you everyone. Really, really lovely to have you here. And I will see you next on Tuesday. So hopefully it won't be too long. Have a lovely time gold making. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll send some love over to Arnota from myself, Cookie from her brief appearance, and Oreo, who's downstairs. Wish you all a lovely evening. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy.